Oh, wow. What a wonderful day. Happy Thursday. And what is up, gamers? Hey, everybody. How's it going? Welcome on in. If you'll just give me one moment, please. Please enjoy looking at Terry while I attend to something in the background. Pay no attention to the me doing some stuff in back here. Anyways, how's everybody doing? Happy Thursday.
Doing some stuff
Back here. Anyways, how's everybody doing? Happy Thursday. Had some funky echo issues there, but I think we've resolved it. But whilst I'm here, I just want to do a little ban, a little report. Spam, spam, spammy, spam. Spammy, spammy, spam, spam. You know, I love the way it started with, sorry for bothering you. But you know, if you were really sorry about doing it, you just wouldn't do it in the first place. That's the difference. Anyways. So sorry you had to see that, chat. I was in the other room making a cup of tea. But the good news is you get to look at Terry now, which I feel like, I hope, is preferable to a spam message in chat. Anywho. I was a little behind on getting set up this afternoon, but I'm here now. Hello, hello. Lovely to see y'all, and welcome on in. Oh my goodness, we've got, is that... Aoife, is that a cow shaking at me? It looks like a little cow doing a little shaking their little cow butt, which is a very cute. Thank you for thank you for such a wonderful greeting. Hello, Turnip, welcome in. And Samantha, thank you so much for the sub. Oh my goodness. 31 months. That is almost a year. Can you believe to learn? That is incredible. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. You're awesome. You're all breathtaking. Thank you very much indeed. Samantha says, please, robot voice. Samantha Junderscore is my father's name. Just call me Samantha. Oh, goodness gracious. Imagine if that was actually, like, a surname. Hi, my name is Samantha Junderscore. I love it. It's beautiful. It's wonderful. Anyways, I hope you're having a good Thursday. Lovely to see you. Turnip, thank you very much for the hi, Terry. Thank you for the Terry's in chat, Theo. Hello, hello. Hope you're having lovely Thursdays. It's wonderful to be here. Anyways. My train of thought has long since departed the station, traveling to, what's a good terminus? What's a good terminus? I don't know. Birmingham Airport. That's not a good terminus. What's a better terminus? What's a nice Richmond. That's a nice terminus. Departing for, this is a heading eastwards towards Richmond. There we go. There used to be a wool shop in Richmond I quite wanted to visit, and unfortunately the business owners packed up and decided to move to somewhere in rural Scotland, so I've had to order online from them. But I did order online from them. I got a set of I needed, because I have this wonderful nice pair of like very heavy duty steel tailor's scissors for like cutting fabric, but I didn't have a good pair of like really nice sharp snips for cutting thread specifically when I need to sort of get in there and be quite precise. So this shop happened to have like a range of really, really beautiful little snips from sort of their haberdashery section, and I was very lucky to get one that looks like a bird. It's very, very cute. Anywho, and they're not super expensive either, so I'm very afraid that this could be an easy thing to collect, which I really shouldn't. Just like, what do you collect? Sharp objects. That's normal, right? Anywho. But yeah, how did I get onto this tangent? I don't know. Anyways, Terry has blessed our stream. I painted this little guy off stream, I think on Tuesday night. I painted this guy. Because I was just, I was just in the mood, and also I've been working on a few sort of representative portraits of little guys so that I can begin offering a little guys tier on my Patreon. Where for the most part right now it's just sketches and videos, but I thought I would do something where someone actually gets a piece of physical media. You receive your very own original painting on that tier. I think that'll be fun. Maybe people will like it. While we're at it, I did also, this is not necessarily like a little guy's tier painting. This is just, I wanted to do a portrait of my Dungeons and Dragons character updated, because since the last time I did any character art for my Dungeons and Dragons character, I decided when they leveled up to level 5, because that's kind of a milestone level, that they should have a badass leather biker vest, because that became a clothing option in Hero Forge, where their character model lives. And so I gave them a slightly new hairdo, and I gave them a leather biker vest. And very soon I will be giving them a piece of jewelry as well, because I bought myself a piece of jewelry for my forthcoming birthday, which is at the end of May, in case you're curious. I won't be here to stream on my birthday, which is very sad. I will be someplace with bad internet. So I will need to do a special birthday stream either just before or just after my trip. But that is... Oh. It's fine. This is ink and it's permanent. This painting is fine. Anyways. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. So, I bought myself a little gifty-do for my forthcoming milestone of a birthday. And I'm very excited for it. That was my entire water cup. I'm gonna have to go get another one. Beans. Anyways, and this tissue is disintegrating. Hello, Eddie. Welcome on in. You're here just in time for mild calamity. But if that's not the fun of it, I don't know what is, frankly. I don't think that's ever happened to me before. That's wild. Please don't clip it. Anyways, yeah, so I bought myself a piece of jewelry. And I bought it because it was made out of Canadian jade, which feels appropriate because I'm a Canadian person, so it's a little special from that perspective. Jade is very lovely and very special. And also, it was in the shape of a fishing hook. And my D&D character, who's very special to me, I don't know, this is gonna sound corny, but my D&D character is very special to me. And I saw like the fishing hook design, and they come from like a seafaring people who, sort of traverse the seas and, live in sort of a very island place, in as much as it's an island. And their father was a fisherman of great fishing renown. And so I saw this fishing hook, and it was made out of Canadian jade, and I was like, yes. And it's very lovely. It's very emblematic of like a connection to nature as well, which is very special. So yeah, so that's my birthday gift to myself. It's on its way, but it's not here yet. I need more paint water. Actually, maybe I should let this mat sort of dry down a little bit for a minute before I put that back. But Terry. The good news is the paint is indeed permanent. This is permanent ink. It has not budged, even though Terry is quite soaked. He's fine. Oh, swear words. If no one was here, I'd probably have cried. But anyways, Terry is moist. Oh no! Heck. Anyways, but yeah, hope you're all having better Thursdays than I clearly am. I am very tired today. I had to, about 2.5 hours ago, that thing happened where I'm like suddenly so exhausted that I have to just go lie down for 10 minutes. And so I went and lied down for 10 minutes. And then I felt better. So, hey, at least that's something, right? But yeah, I'm still pretty seepy. There is a little caffeine in this cup of tea, so maybe that'll help. I don't know. This tea is a pu'er tea. It's a very dark pu'er tea, blended with peppermint, and there's ginger in it as well, and peppercorns, so it's supposed to be quite good for sort of your tummy and your immune system, which is great for me because also I've just had really tummy ache today. Sorry if that's TMI, but like I was really, really hungry earlier, so I had quite a big lunch. But then subsequently, my tummy was like, "Oh, why did you do that?" And I was like, "Because you told me you were hungry, so I fed you. I nourished you with loads of like vegetables and yakisoba noodles." Now it's like, my tum tum, and I'm like, "You're the one who said you were hungry, so I gave you lots and lots of lovely vegetables and stuff, and now you're complaining? What do you want from me?" Anyways. Me and body sending confusing signals. Truly, Eddie, truly. It is incredibly rude. Maybe I should have just had a rich tea biscuit. I don't know. Anyways. I'm going to take a sip of my tea. First of all. Also, I like to sweeten my tea. Or I like to sweeten some teas, but this is a tea that I like sweet. If it's something like gingery, I like a sweeter tea. So I added some sugar to it. But I didn't have any teaspoons that were clean. I only had tablespoons. So I had to like figure out like scooping the sugar out of the container, like, okay, how much of this tablespoon is a teaspoon's worth? Which was interesting. But the good news is I guessed correctly and it tastes absolutely fine. Delightful. Anyways, Theo says, I have never had puer with sugar. Really? I mean, I may be a weirdo for having like the sweet teas that I do. I like green teas in general. I find I don't want to sweeten, and like oolongs, especially like the green oolongs, like a milk oolong or something like that, doesn't need anything at all. It's just perfect the way it is. But darker teas a lot of the time I do sweet, and this is quite a dark puer tea. If it's a puer tea that tastes like, the best way I can describe it is kind of like a farm. If it has a farminess to it, I think that the sugar gives a pleasantness to that farm note, that like hay flavor that you get out of it. I don't know. I like it personally. I sometimes have puer tea with milk. Though I'm kind of weaning myself out of doing that because I'm trying to consume less milk, because milk doesn't like me anymore, which is very, very, very sad. It's probably never particularly liked me, but it started really disliking me to the point that I have to take medicine if I am going to have milk. Anyways, but yeah, it's nice. It's just, rounds it out a bit. It doesn't overwhelm the sugar, I mean. It's just nice. It's just pleasant. Anywho, oh, poor Terry. I'm sorry, little buddy. Look at him. He is happy as anything. He does not care. He's just vibing. I haven't disturbed his tea, which I think is the important thing. I'm gonna grab some more paint water so we can actually do a little painting, and I think the mat is more or less at least dry enough that we can cope. And also these are ink paints, so they're permanent when dry, so I'm not too worried about it. One moment, please. Back in a sec. You're all breathtaking. Alright, so, a couple of things happened to me today, and when I say they happened to me today, I happened upon some information today, and it got me thinking about some things. So I thought it'd be interesting to maybe just get the thoughts out of my head. Never mind! We have a terrible drawing time, let's do that first. Way more important than whatever the hell my thoughts are. I've already forgotten about them, don't worry about it. Let me get the terrible drawing canvas, which lives on the other side of the room. Diddly diddly dee. It's time to do a drawing. It's gonna be terrible. It's terrible drawing time. La la la. That is not the terrible drawing time song, because we don't have one, and we never will. Because, well, you heard that. It's me, Eddie, the thought deleter. No, Eddie, that is my own attention dungeons hyperactivity dragons talking. But no worries. An orangutan librarian taking care of his magical books. Oh, jeez. Okie dokie. Do I remember what an orangutan looks like? Kind of. Do I feel like I can confidently draw this? I don't know. I shall try. But, in the meantime... Oh, no! Oh, no! Sorry, I just saw a text from my spouse. Everything's okay. But it is Pi Day. That is to say, it's March 14th. So, you know, the first couple decimal points of the number pi, which is when historically we would eat a pie. However, apparently Sainsbury's do not have any pies in their bakery section, so he wasn't able to get us a pie, which is incredibly sad because I was kind of looking forward to pie. But honestly, like, we have apples. I bought apples the other day. We've got beautiful, fresh, locally grown apples, and I'm very happy to make them into a crumble, which is kind of like a pie, but better. So there is that. Anyways, let me tell you all about Terrible Drawing Time. Because that's what you're here for, isn't it? Terrible drawings. I could conceivably call the whole stream Terrible Drawing Time, but that would be too self-deprecating. Oh, bless, he's gonna check Marks and Spencer's. I'm gonna text back that I love him. I love you. Because I do. Anyways, Terrible Drawing Time is the thing we do on the stream where for 5,000 channel points, I've got 5 minutes or less to draw a character or concept of your choosing from memory or sight unseen. On the Terrible Drawing canvas. This is the current canvas. We've got a whole bunch of them. I keep meaning to do something with them. Upload them to Twitter. I don't know. Make them into coloring sheets or something. They are cursed and bad, and people keep making me draw stuff anyways. So here we are. Anyways, Sammy Art is always beautiful drawing time, says that. Eddie! It was very nice of you. That's very, very kind. I do hope that people are enjoying when I paint these little loves, these little buddies. I just like, come on, focus up. Focus. Hello? Hello? This isn't a fixed focus camera. It should autofocus. I'm trying to get it to autofocus. Oh, geez. Okay, so it does not want to autofocus on this for some reason. Hello? Reasonably in focus. Okay. We draw closer. It does. Okay. Well, it doesn't want to autofocus on that right now, but never. Will it focus on my hand? Will it autofocus on my hand? Hello? Hand? Hand, hello? Yes, no, maybe? Not really. How strange. It usually does, but it's not doing it for some reason, so we're just gonna have to go with that, I suppose. I did have a bit of a troubling my screen protector on this phone had a little accident, and now it's got some little fractures on it, which I don't love. Please focus. Just why? I have changed no settings, and for some reason it won't autofocus on anything that close anymore. Okay, whatever. I adore the little guys, says Eddie. Oh, thank you. Anyways. Right, so, yes, 5,000 channel points, 5 minutes to draw something bad. And it will be bad because when I tell you that my mental image of what an orangutan looks like is very vague and woolly, I am not kidding. So, okay, let me get my clock app up on my phone. Let me get my clock app up on my phone. Where is it? Clock. So, timer. 5 minutes. Starting now. And we're going. Okay. So, I feel like orangutans are kind of, they're very fluffy, and they've got like hands and feet and big faces. So I'm gonna put them like here, I think. And looking after some, was it magical? But let me just double check the prompt to make sure that I'm doing it right. Taking care of his magical books. Okay, fabulous. We want magical books. Good. All right. That I think I can do. So I'm gonna draw a little orangutan face. Little orangutan eyes, little orangutan nose, and a big smile. Is that what their faces look like? It is now. I don't know. Um, they've got kind of like a face, and then they're just kind of like fluff. But you know what? This is a librarian, so I feel justified in giving them some little spectacles. And of course they've got their orangutan hands. So I'm gonna actually draw in fingers, which is extremely cursed of me. And they're holding a book. Like so. Oh, what an exciting looking tome. I wonder what book it is. It's gonna be something good. I don't know which one it is, but it's by me, which is very exciting. Look at me. I've published an entire bookie. And then they've got their little feet. Is this working? Is this working? I don't know. Got their little feet. Like that. And then, you know what? I'm actually gonna go ahead and put this one in a little, like, knitted cardigan. Because I used to work in a library, and let me tell you, having a nice knitted cardigan on was a very cozy thing to do. But there's magical books, so I'm just gonna draw in some additional books here. And you can tell that they're magical because they're floating, which is generally a pretty magical thing to do. And one more because things just feel like they look better when they come in threes. So I would like to do that. Oh, that looks weird. Okay, whatever. Book. And these books are, what are some of my favorite books? Here is a book about coffee. That is How to Make the World Atlas of Coffee by James Hoffman. Good book. It's all about coffee and stuff. This one is do I remember any books that exist? This is the Moosewood Cookbook. So I'm gonna draw. It's just like the aubergine book down there. It's also got an aubergine on the cover. It doesn't really, but I don't have time to draw in a moose. I've only got a minute, so that's the Moosewood Cookbook. Oh wow, it's delicious. Vegetarian meals for everybody. And this book is, hold up, do. This book is a pirate fan fiction that I wrote. You can see them having some pirates having a little embrace there, because they are in love and they're gonna get married. And if I have to film it on my iPhone, I will get season 3 made myself with my own funding, all of my no money. I will crowdfund it personally and put it on my YouTube channel. Because damn it, I like that show. Anyways, that's the timer, so I really hope that this is what an orangutan looks like. Is this what an orangutan looks like? I really hope so. I very much hope that this is what an orangutan looks like. Eddie, I hope you're happy. I hope this is okay. This little orangutan was honestly very, very fun to draw, so thank you for making me do it. Spitting image, says Theo. Oh, fantastic. Oh, good. I'm so glad. I've never drawn an orangutan before. Can you tell? I tried. So that was terrible drawing time for now. Thank you for that. That was fun. I'm going to take another sip of my tea. Because I need it. Now, this tea is called Winter is Coming, but that is very not true in this hemisphere. I'm drinking it very belatedly, I suppose. But, I found an old bag of it that happens to still be in date. Hurrah! And the flavor profile called to me, so I said, screw it. I'll do it. Turnip says, draw millions of little guys for Patreon. Oh, biddle boy. I have no idea if anyone will sign up to the physical media tier, but one of the things that appealed to me about doing a physical media tier, and I think I mentioned this on... Well, I've wanted to do one for a while because just actually being able to, like, mail people stuff always feels really good. I love taking stuff to the post office. It's amazing. I recently took a couple of orders to the post office, and I was very, very, very excited because one of the people who was receiving something from me, I happened to know, was a big fan of Star Trek The Next Generation. And I had this special set of Star Trek stamps that I've been saving for special occasions and for looking at fun because I like Star Trek too. And I was like, there's a Patrick Stewart Captain Picard stamp. I think I know what stamp I need to use for this piece of post. I love getting to do that. I like getting to buy like the special stamps from the post office, and occasionally I get to use them to send out orders, and I'm very, very excited. Very excited about it. There's some fun. There's Warhammer stamps out right now, which Warhammer isn't something that I know much about except vicariously through my spouse, but he loves Warhammer very much. And so I'm gonna get some Warhammer stamps. They also have bird stamps, which is very exciting. But yeah, so I need to get some more. I need to get some more interesting stamps. Anyways, Turnip says, I would love to if I can afford it. I will sometime. Oh, thank you. The other nice thing about doing a physical media tier where it's literally an original painting gets sent to you is that if no one signs up to the original paintings tier, I simply don't have to do any paintings. Which is great. Makes things nice and easy for me from that perspective. Which is maybe a little bit silly, but here we are. Anywho. But yeah, Turner says, would love to if I can afford it. I will sometime. I have one of your Hollow Knight prints. Yeah, I do. I've got limited edition Hollow Knight art prints in my shop, by the way, if that's the kind of thing that anyone is into. I've got other art prints as well, and stickies and other good stuff. Hoping to update it maybe at the top of next month as well. At the same time as the official Little Guys announcement. Anywho. But Turnip's got the Waluigi mushroom guy. Oh, bless. That was such a fun one to do. I love those. If you don't know these creatures, they're these little mushroom people who, if you cross paths with them and they startle, they make this wah sound that sounds just like Waluigi to me. I love them so much. It's so funny. Wah! And then they'll like attack you and stuff, but they're just so cute. I just want to befriend them. I want to give them hugs, you know. They're so adorable, but they also go, wah! And Waluigi is my favorite Mario Universe character, okay? He is the best. He's got, his limbs are so long, and he's not a bad guy. He just wants to play games and have fun. He just wanted some friends to do, like, little sports activities with. That's why he exists in the Mario Universe. He's literally just there, you know, like Wario has like an I'm the bad guy sort of foil to Mario like lore. Waluigi's lore is Wario needed a tennis doubles partner for Mario Tennis, and he wanted to play tennis, and that's the reason that he's there. I love Waluigi. Anyways. He's just a guy. But also, yes, as Theo points out, if he places really poorly in a race in Mario Kart, he'll dejectedly, you know, sort of like slump his shoulders, and sometimes he'll say, "Everybody cheated." It's so cute. Eddie, thank you very much for the lurk. Thank you, thank you. Hello, Mr. Hangman. How are you doing? Hello, hello. It's lovely to see you. Welcome on in. How's your Thursday going? Mr. Hangman says, yeah, all he wanted was to play some sports ball. Exactly. You get it, my friend. You get it. We're going to crack open some paint, shall we? Shall we do that? I think we should do that. This is, as has been the case for much of this painting, the Inktense Paint Pan Pocket Set, palette number 1. There is a second palette color set for this, for these paints. I use mostly this one. But there is another one that has like white in it and like some pink and other colors. I don't have it. I think it's harder to find, and I think it generally, I've seen it retailing usually for more money, which I don't love. But this one I feel like is just such a good representative range of colors that it kind of does everything that I need to when I want just sort of a straight ahead color scheme. Anyways, that being said, straight ahead color scheme is not what we're doing today, because I am combining it with the Shadow Black Gansai set for the books in particular, because I want them to be a little bit more muted. And I feel like this is a good way to do it. Mr. Hangman says, it's my headcanon that Waluigi is just Luigi and Mario's cousin, and they don't like him because he's taller and they're jealous. Absolutely. Listen, he didn't ask to be born into a tall branch of the Mario family. You know what I mean? Wario, I don't know. He's Bowser Dark Magic or something. Yeah, Wario's a whole other kettle of fish. I mean, I don't know. Like, Wario's whole deal, if you've played like WarioWare, his whole deal seems to just be he really likes mini games, which is kind of fun. I've actually, okay, so the newest WarioWare game, I've only played the demo, but I've played the demo many times because it is really, really fun. But I do find, like, the brevity of the mini games can feel a little bit, I don't know, it's, like, too short. Like, my attention span is not the longest, but I like having the option of being able to linger on things if I want to, because while my attention span is not the longest, I also can't control when sometimes my attention span does want to be long. So the super short mini games in like that game I can actually find kind of frustrating, because I don't get to spend enough time on them. And I'm like, no, I want to see more of this game design. The mechanic is fun and it's already over. No, because it's like 10 seconds and then boom, you're on to the next game. Which, as I say, is quite fun, but the pace is relentless. So that's my review of WarioWare. Not that I actually played it, I only played the demo. Anyways, Mr. Hangman says, I still think the funniest canon of the Mario universe is when Miyamoto was asked who was Bowser Jr.'s mom. And he was just like, oh, that's me. And then everyone photoshopped him into old woman clothes. Aw, congratulations on your bouncing baby son, Mr. Miyamoto, the mom of Bowser Jr. Oh my goodness, that is funny. That is very, very funny. I love that. I'm gonna make some red books, by the way. That's why I am pulling up the poppy red paint. But this is way too bright. This is like clown nose red. And as much as, you know, I have been resplendently wearing my clown paint, trying to hope against hope that that somehow will someday get a third season of The Pirate Show, my favorite thing ever to exist in the entire universe. I don't want clown nose red for this piece because I think it's going to be much too distracting. Trying to keep things a little bit more subtle and muted. So I've combined this poppy red with the reddish black from the Gansai paint set, which, where's the little ding dong that tells you what colors they are? These. I don't have space here for both of them, so you're just gonna have to imagine it, I suppose. Anyways, Mama Miyamoto, aw, congratulations. My dude, um, on your parenthood. That is rad. Anyways, right. How's the transparency of this? Are we doing all right? I'm just gonna plop one in and see how I feel. Ooh, yeah, that's pretty. It's not overwhelming, but I think it gives the impression of this book cover is red, which is nice. Cool. Anyways, how is everybody doing otherwise? Are you good? I hope you are good. I miss. Does anyone remember Super Mario 35? We had it for so brief of a season, but that season was so glorious. I loved I loved Super Mario 35 so much. It was released a few years ago for Super Mario's 35th birthday. And it was one of those um it was one of those it was a sort of battle royale style elimination game, except instead of directly battling other players, what you did was you were just playing levels of the original Super Mario Brothers game, but every time you squashed an enemy or destroyed an enemy, it would get sent into someone else's game. And so you just have all of these Goombas dooting around on the screen, and squids flying through the air, and at some point the entire sky is covered in repeating ghosts of Lakitu all throwing spiny things at you. It was so chaotic and so much fun. Um and I was, believe it or not, I was pretty good at it too. I got first place quite a few times, and was very proud of that fact. But it was a limited time sort of online game, and on a few months after it launched, because it was just a special event for Mario's birthday. Um, and a few months after it launched, they closed down the servers, and I was so sad. I was so sad about it. It was so good. Anyways, so let me check in with chat. Mr. Hangman says, so I finally beat Halo 2 Legendary. Congratulations. And now I'm trying to beat it in under 3 hours. Ooh, good luck. That's rad. I'm at 3 hours and 40 minutes. I don't know how I'm going to go any faster. You can do it. You can go fast. I believe in you. But yeah. Also, the amount of different colors for all the books is crazy. I like it. Oh, thank you. I want this to feel like some actual factual packed bookshelves. I don't know what I'm gonna do with these ones closer to the front, because you could conceivably read the names on the spines of the books, and I don't know if I want to have to think of names for all of these book spines, because that's a lot of pressure. I don't know. So I might just kind of fudge it and put little sort of rectangles or blocks where the titles would be, but not actually fill them in, because that's intimidating, frankly. Quite intimidating. And I don't yet know whether I want to do that, so it's on the fence. Anyways. That'd be cool, said Mr. Hangman. Just make all the books the Lusty Argonian made, but just different editions. I'm not sure I want to know what that book is. I mean, Glass Houses. One of the things I'm writing right now is absolutely a romantic comedy, but yeah. I am a big soft fairy cake of a person, and I do like a romantic situations and just people being nice to each other and loving each other and supporting each other, finding commonalities and celebrating their differences. All that hokey crap. All that gross stuff. I'm so gross. I like a bit of longing. I like a bit of longing. It's a book you can find in Skyrim. I thought it might be something like that. This is 3 volumes. It's very suggestive. Oh yeah, because you can like read the books that you find in Skyrim, can't you? Oh my. I think I'll pass. Now this is an adult stream for grown-ups, but it's not that much of an adult stream for grown-ups. Actually, I was speaking in another stream's chat earlier about how I've kind of been struggling with this because you used to be able to like mark your stream as mature on Twitch, and then they changed their content guidelines such that now it's like you can kind of fine tune it down a little bit more than just marking it as mature, which I think is in some cases very, very useful if like there are specific themes that your stream covers, like you're playing in a mature rated game that is for grown-ups, and sort of people under 18 shouldn't be allowed to watch it. But then on the other hand, you've got situations where like some of the other classifications, the ones that are like closest to the ones that I would choose to say that this is an adult stream for grown-ups, are like profanity and sexual content. But I try and keep both of these things to a minimum because I want this to be a reasonably cozy, friendly space that doesn't get too spicy, even though innuendos happen because I'm me and, I'm a nasty freak. And swear words happen because, I swear so much when I'm not streaming. I really do. I language like nobody's beeswax. But I try not to do it when I'm streaming. But I still don't feel comfortable having this be like an all ages space because I want to feel like I can, talk about, issues to do with like sexuality, say language, cuss words, talk about adult things, and not feel like I'm, potentially like I don't know. Anyways, my point is this is an adult stream for adult people. Even if it doesn't seem particularly adult rated most of the time. But there isn't really a way to indicate that on Twitch anymore, because it's like I can choose this stream covers like sexual topics, and it's like, well, we don't really though, but sometimes it might incidentally come up in conversation, like, oh no, foreskin, you know what I mean? And I don't want anyone to I don't want to be continuously worrying about the fact that, like, oh, there might be like, 14-year-olds here who are hearing me say the word foreskin. But like the stream isn't about that, and that doesn't always come up. But also like the language thing, I don't generally say a lot of cuss words on stream. I just don't. Anyways. And that's fine. I like not saying a lot of cuss words on stream. That's just how I roll. So I can't pick the I say a lot of cuss words on stream. So none of these things apply to the stream, but I would still like to say this is an 18 plus space for my personal comfort. And I don't know how to do that within their settings, so I have put a tag under the stream tags that just says 18 plus. But I don't want anyone to feel like this is a space where things get very sweary or very violent or very sexual because of that, because they're not. This is just a place where grown-ups hang out. And there isn't a good way to indicate that on Twitch. Anyways. Right. Anyways, so yeah, that sucks, and I don't really know how to deal with that. Obviously it's not something that I can heavily enforce. Like, if a user comes in and is lurking or chatting or whatever, I expect that they're not going to mention how old they are anyways, because please don't do that for your own safety. And also, I forget where the statement was going. Anyways, I can't enforce it, but at least if the rule is there, then the rule is there, you know what I mean? But I can't have that in like a good way. I don't know. Anyways, I'm waffling and rambling now. Let me catch up with chat. Mr. Hangman says, I had an idea For my painting, since I do mostly landscapes, I wanted to add a certain shape or something in the background that would tell it's my painting, but I don't know what it should be. Ooh, like a little signature feature. Oh, you could try experimenting with a few things and see which one feels like it calls to you. I would say that's really cool. Mr. Hangman says, I don't get the whole taboo with swearing, honestly. If it's not directed at anyone, it's a big old deal. Oh, I completely agree. I think swear words are fine. Um, I think any language is not, as long as it's not directed, like, hatefully towards someone, i.e. slurs. Slurs are not okay. Saying mean things to people in chat is not okay. Like, that kind of stuff is you're out. But swears are fine. Like, chat can swear. I just try not to swear too much. I don't know. I find it kind of a fun challenge. But I swear a lot off stream, and I'm honestly not bothered by it at all. Anyways, Theo says, I was zoned out a little bit reading a beautiful poem. Ooh, nice. And then something brought me back. I wonder what it could have been. I have no idea. Theo says, Twitcher dicks. Making something an 18 plus thing for your own comfort is great, and it shouldn't be that difficult to signify it. I agree. I can put something in, like, the chat rules, but again, like, do people actually read the chat rules? I don't know. I think a lot of people are able to, or used to, seeing 18 plus not as not safe for work, but as we've disclaimed it, you're responsible for cultivating your own internet experience. Yeah, exactly. My entire thing about 18 plus is just, this is an adult space for an adults. And that's it. That's all. Content may arise that is relevant to adults. By which I also mean we might talk about things like just the trials and tribulations of being middle-aged, or like the pipe dream of home ownership and stuff. And to be honest, if I was a kid, I wouldn't be interested in that kind of thing. So this isn't... whatever. Theo says, completely understand your frustration. So yeah, exactly. I don't know. I don't want to feel like I have some sort of responsibility, and obviously, like, I don't, but if I knowingly had, like young teenagers hanging out in my Twitch chat, I would feel, and that I allowed this, I would feel like I had a certain responsibility of care over, like, watching what I said and did to set a good example, and I'm not paid enough to do that. That's a lot of pressure for me. Anyways, Mr. Hangman says, if I'm playing Halo on stream, right, and some stupid Jackie just gets a cheap shot at me and kills my run, I'm gonna swear. That is so valid of you. That is so valid of you. It's not at anyone, so who cares if a kid is watching? I mean, yeah, absolutely. I mean, you are, if it's PG, I think you're allowed, like, a swear word, right? Like, in films. I think you're allowed, like, one. I mostly have 18 plus on my stream because I don't want no kids in my chat. I don't like conversing with children. I also don't want to be friends with children. Yeah, it's a weird, I don't know. It's a thing. Oi, Savaloy's Lido, how is it going? Welcome on in. Hello. We're just talking about how, this is an adult stream for adults, and sort of my motivations for that. I remember once I was doing this, like, this, like, creative collaboration project where, like, you were, you would be sort of, like, paired with someone else, and then you would work on something together, but you didn't get to, like, choose which person. You would just get sort of, like, someone would pick your idea, and then you would work together on, like, a shared idea out of that. And someone who selected my idea, it turns out, was, like, 15 years old, and I went to just to see, like, who this person was. I went to their blog, and in their blog's bio, they have, like, if you're over 25, do not interact. And I'm like, oh, honey, I'm much older than that. I don't think we should be collaborating. Very uncomfortable. Anyways, computer animation is annoying, says Mr. Hangman. I bet it's hard. Do you have a computer animation project you're working on by any chance? But is it fun? Listen, if it's any consolation, this is the only animation I know how to do. And it looks like I'm gonna run an example alert. This is that's what my animations look like. So And
Oh hell yeah. Sam Eccles just
and
subscribed.
that takes me a
This is a
good amount of
test.
time to do. So yeah, we've got some animated emotes in chat. Do you know how long it took me to produce that little kiwi going plap, 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 plap? Because it was a non-zero amount of time, let me tell you. Ooh, Biddle Boy. Trying to find a good program to do cutout animation. Ooh, any recommendations from chat? Because I have no good recommendations for doing animation. Um, I know there are some good ones out there. I do not know what they are or what they're called. Um, there's one, oh god, there's one that I know, someone who has like an animation degree and whose stuff I've seen said that they used this, and I did watch them. They did like a tutorial stream on how they animate stuff once. I do not remember what the name of the software was. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. How's it going, Aoife? How is your Thursday? It's lovely to see you. Um, there's one called Synfig. Never heard of it. Never heard of it. I think best case scenario, look up reviews for any software you're thinking of using. Um, it might be worth look up reviews, and if you're not finding good websites with reviews, try like look up Synfig reviews Reddit. Honestly, I don't use Reddit. I don't like post on Reddit, but a lot of the time if I'm having a problem with something or I need reviews of something, I will just look up blank reviews Reddit, and that really helps. I have a huge phobia of downloading things online. That's not a phobia. That's just being sensible, Mr. Hangman. If it's from a software company that you don't recognize and you never heard of them before, you don't know. You know, if they're not a known quantity to you, you have every reason to feel a little uncomfortable about downloading an application onto your computer. So by all means, yeah, I would say look up some reviews before you download anything. Turnip says, I haven't played with this much, but I have Moho. It's 2D vector, but you can rig characters too. Ooh, very cool. Oh, geez, Mr. Hangman says, I've ruined computers by accidentally downloading things from pop-ups back in the day. That is a mood. Oh, that is a mood. Ephus is doing good. It's my dad's birthday. Oh, happy birthday. Happy birthday, Mr. Ephus' dad. I hope he's having a lovely day binging Dairy Girls right now. Oh, fantastic. That is lovely. I hope you enjoy it. Ooh, so Moho's paid, but Turnip says, I picked it up on Humble Bundle. Oh, nice. Nice. I was looking at open source stuff, always very nice. Open Tunes. That's what I find about some of the open source things. When they're free, it comes with the fact that they're quite complicated to use. That often means that you can get really granular in terms of like customizations and how you want to do things and what you want to do in it. Like you can do a lot of very like, I don't know how else to describe it, very granular stuff because you can get very detailed in terms of what you're trying to do, but it comes with the price of it's very complicated to get the hang of. And I have memories of this from a lot of things that I used to do when I was a Linux user. But back when I was young and had time and energy and didn't want to have to pay for Microsoft for Microsoft operating systems and associated stuff. So I would go to the computer store and say, "Hey, could I buy this netbook?" Remember netbooks? I loved netbooks. They were great. It's like laptop but smaller, but still has nice usable sized built-in keyboard. But they kind of got supplanted by tablets. Like we don't need them anyways. We've got tablets and you can just put a little keyboard on your tablet and it's basically the same thing, but it's not as McClunky and the screen is better. So I get why they kind of died. But oh man, I loved my little netbook. It was fantastic. It was a little I actually had two. I had two little Asus E PCs. And they were fantastic. Miss them dearly, but that was back in the late 2000s and early 2010s. And they got burgled from my flat at the time and I was absolutely gutted. Largely because they contained a lot of Word documents of things that I'd written that I didn't have backups of. which meant I had to start from scratch with writing, which is maybe not a terrible thing because some of my ideas were probably derivative and bad, but still. That's good. A little spicy from the gingy. Fabulous. Anyways, Ms. Rangman says I have a drawing pad, but I just can't handle it and everything is horrible. I feel like I wouldn't want to use like a drawing tablet to do animation necessarily. I feel like as much as apparently like people younger than me were getting into like people in their like late teens, early 20s don't have as good like PC laptop type computer literacy as people like, you know, sort of millennials and stuff, which is a little scary. But I do find that there's a lot of stuff that is just, it's just better to do on an actual computer. It really is. And I feel like animation is probably one of those things, for sure. Anyways, but that might just be my bias because I'm old and this is the kind of tech that I'm used to using. But anyways, Aoife says Reddit get to the point. If you want help, often you're flooded with websites that write, oh god, the shitty articles. The like when something's up with your phone and you need to try and figure out what's wrong with your phone. And you go to a whole bunch of articles from like computer magazine sites and they're all just like, try turning your phone off and on again. Have you tried running a backup? Like, it's like, okay. Have you tried clearing your cache? It's like, you know, none of those things will work. Anyways, but yeah, Reddit is actual people who have actually taken the time to say, hey, this, I tried, you know, people will go and be like, hey, I'm thinking of subscribing to this service. Does it work? And people will be like, yeah, I think it's good. Or here are the things I don't like about it. So Reddit, I find, is actually quite useful for that. This gentleman says, I have Krita, but it is really hard to do the cutout style in that program. It's great for frame-by-frame drawing animation, though. I see. Turnip says, I miss my netbook, too. They were so good. It was so nice to just, it was so easy to carry that to, like, a cafe. I used to, when I first moved to the UK, I would take my netbook, I would carry that to a cafe. I would sponge off their free Wi-Fi for a couple of hours, drinking coffees and, you know, like, writing things to submit to publications and try to get jobs in adjacent TV studios. And yeah, it was a good time. And I wouldn't have been able to do that if I had a big boy laptop at the time, and I really wouldn't have had nearly as nice a time trying to use a tablet to do the same things. Also, tablets were so much more expensive than netbooks. That was the other thing about netbooks, is that by and large, they were pretty cheap. You could get a nice little zippy little computer that ran fast and did everything you wanted and was lightweight and easy to carry around and fit in your purse, and it was like a couple $100. Fabulous. They were great. Anyways, they were a real sort of flash in the pan tech, I feel like, because they didn't last for more than like a couple years, really, but they were great. Anyway, Turnip says, I do rough animation on my tablet, plan on doing the final stuff on PC. I haven't done it in so long, I'm working out a new workflow. Ooh, very exciting. Very exciting, though. That's rad. Mr. Hangman says, I was writing a high fantasy back in the day. It was about this elf princess who becomes queen because her dad was killed. She almost gets assassinated. Then she runs. And it turns into this big adventure with misfits. Oh, I love misfits! Maybe I'll just turn it into a movie. Do it. Do it. That sounds like my jam. That sounds very, very fun. I like a fantasy adventure. I would love to see this come to fruition. And by all means, if you need someone to help you make that movie, hire me, challenge 2024. It also had a Last Airbender twist. Oh, sweet. I don't know anything about the Last Airbender except there's a cute creature in it that's like a yak cow dog that is real fluffy that looks really cute, and I've been told multiple times what type of creature it is, and I forget every time, and then people get mad at me and like, I'm sorry, I haven't seen the source material. How am I supposed to just magically know these things? I don't know. Anyways, that's really rad. I love that for you. Would love to see the fruits of your creative labors if you ever release them into the world. Aoife says, I was writing a story once in 4 pieces named after the seasons, love it, about 4 friends and their growing up, losing parents, gaining responsibility and such, but all playing in a village of native people, somewhere in the forest with mystical elements, and the twist in the end was they were all bunnies. But I never polished it. Ooh. Ooh. Getting like Watership Down vibes from that. That is rad as heck. I love it. Sky Bison, cow dog works beautifully, says Theo. Yeah, exactly. Okay, bison, that was it. I mean, and what is a bison if not a cow dog? Right? Right? I mean, look at them. Anyways. That creature is very, very cute. I think we saw some. I think a friend of the channel did an artwork of them recently, and I think we maybe looked at it on stream. Possibly it was like a Raiders art tax, perchance. I can't quite remember, but anyway, something to that effect, I believe. I'm gonna do the rest of the book covers in like a brown, I think. So I'm just gonna pull in some nice, rich brown, and maybe making a nice warmish brown, in fact. Because why not? Because I can do whatever I feel like, right? Ooh, that picked up more brown than I was expecting. That's very brown. Okay. Well, I guess it's just that brown now. Oh no. Oh, that's so dark. Oh, beans. Oh, beans. I want to lighten that up a little bit. Otherwise, it's going to be way darker than anything else on this plane of the painting. So let's add a little bit of water to that. Okay, cool. Right, says Theo. Right, indeed. Left. Aoife says, it was so hard for me putting things in that in hindsight pointed them to being animals, but on first read we can get rid of it. That is so tough. That is so tricky. Like, having to actually bake in the foreshadowing is always a challenging situation. I wouldn't say it's something that I play with very often as a writer, but then I tend to, I don't know. I think if I had to describe the genre of a lot of the things that I write, it's probably variations on cheaper than therapy. That's what I write. It's like, this story is meditations on guilt and what it means to be a good person, and that sounds kind of like it's cheaper than therapy. Here's a story that's a meditation on, I don't know, not understanding social cues and finding like a person that you feel like you fit in with. Definitely not cheaper than therapy. But I figure if I can help myself by writing stuff, then I'm helping other people too. That's my justification. For being nice to characters and then feeling a little bit cathartic about it. Anyways, I'm oversharing. Aoife says, I read The Road Through the Wall recently, and Shirley Jackson made me cry on the train again. Shirley, do I need to have words? Do I need to have words with them if they keep doing this to you? Because that's not nice. That's not fair. We have finished this plane of books. Feel good about that. Feeling pretty nice about it. I hope you like it. That is this plane of books. I'm gonna do this one next, and then probably this, and then this, and then this. And then the floor, and then the potted plant, and then these little guys, and then we line weight, and then we shade, or then we shade, and then we line weight, and then it's done. So, basically, this painting is like 90% finished now, right? 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 Anyways. So I went for a fantasy novel next, says Aoife. But would you know it? Mother losing her child right at the start. Oh, jeez, no. Books? I tell you, no. There was there was a book that I think it came out maybe like 9-10 years ago, something like that. Um, Theo says right, thank you. Mr. Hangman says it's never finished. No, I eventually want to paint and do other things on stream than this one piece. I'm probably not actually gonna paint this on stream because this is just a little portrait of my D&D character. Um, Look at them. They're just a little guy. Like they've got their knife. I was gonna draw their familiar, which is like a dinosaur bird. Um, but that got too complicated, and I was like, nah, I can't brain this right now. Anyways, what was I saying? Um, oh yeah, there was this book that I had seen like an Instagram short or someone of. They're like, okay, I'm just about to read this book, and then here I am, like 20 pages into the book, and I've cried for the first time, and this book is like 900 pages long, and they just chronicled their progress through the book and the number of times that they cried, and the answer is they were just absolutely inconsolable by the end of it. Again, this book is like, I don't know, 800 or 900 pages long. And so I went and I was like, okay, what's the deal with this book? So I read the synopsis of the book on Wikipedia, and it was just 900 pages of creating this person and the world they live in just to throw terrible things at them and make them suffer horribly. And I just I don't know. I don't know about that. Maybe that's cathartic. Maybe that's cathartic for some people. For me, it just kind of felt like it just kind of read like some kind of like torture porn. I'm like, life is difficult enough. I would like a story to feel a little more hopeful than this, even if in some cases it's unrealistic. I personally need that. That's a personal need, not everybody agrees, not everybody feels the same, and that's fine. Um, but it's okay to spoiler yourself for things if you think to yourself, I'm not sure I have the emotional fortitude to want to read this. And I didn't, so I didn't read it. I don't remember the name of it. So, and also I couldn't recommend it anyways because I haven't read it and it's not for me. My latest Jackson book, says Aoife, says, was about casual cruelty in a 1930s upper middle class neighborhood. Fun! I mean, that kind of thing like I say that kind of thing can be fun. Can be. I don't dislike a story where bad things happen to people. There's some, is it like a ghost story? Where it's one of those ones, it's like the 19th century, and this lady goes to like look after some kids in a house, but it turns out that the house is haunted, supposedly, or she thinks that the house is haunted because she keeps seeing haunted-y things, but everyone else is like, no, it's fine. And I don't think it's fine. But you're never sure whether or not there's actual ghosts or if she's just having struggles. I liked that book. Maybe I wouldn't like it so much now, but I liked it at the time. Anyways, I'm gonna make some of these books this nice sort of bluish green color, because I've done blues, I've done greens, I haven't done a bluish green really yet, so I thought it would be nice to do some books in like bluish green on this plane of books. And then I might take a quick break, because I've had a good amount of tea. Ooh, this color's nice. This is a handsome color. Anyways. It was a good book, says Aoife. My least favorite of hers, but it was her first one. Oh, and she's top 3. I'm not surprised. You've mentioned a few times the works of Shirley Jackson, who I have not read, but I am familiar. But sometimes the least good book by a very good author is still a very good book, so that's rad. Anyways, do I read a lot of books these days? Not as many as I wish I did, if I'm being honest. But I also, I don't know, I just don't feel like I have enough time to like read things. If I'm just sitting down to read a book, I'm like, this is time I could spend doing something else. I could be taking a nap. I should be working on my own writing, not sitting and reading. But oftentimes because I also do writing, I get nervous about like subconsciously incorporating too much of somebody else's literary style into my own voice. If I spend too much time reading their work, I will like absorb certain terms of phrase or certain conventions that they like to use and kind of potentially accidentally subconsciously start using them too, and then my style is going to sound derivative, and I don't want that. So I probably just get a little bit paranoid about it, if I'm honest. But that tends to be how my brain runs about, like, if I'm actively writing something, I can't be actively reading a lot. But I'm always actively writing something now, so I don't read as much as I probably should be. Anyways, I'm gonna have a big sip of my tea, and then I'm gonna do a quick BRB. And then we will pop back, finish this bookshelf, start this bookshelf, do this one, then this one, shading, floor, guys, plant, shading, line weight, done. Easy peasy. We can get that done in like an hour and a half, right? Right? I feel like we can get that done in like an hour and a half, but this painting is almost finished. Anyways, I'll be back in just a moment. You're all breathtaking. No! Don't drink your paint water. That's inappropriate. Hi, everyone. I'm back. Hello. Beans. I was going to run a minute of ads on that BRB, and I forgot to do that. So, enjoy your ad-free BRB. And, apologies to anyone coming in the next little while. You may get pre-roll ads. Whoops. Anyways, Aoife says, I noticed myself starting to say we as in wee fella and such in Twitch chat lately from all my dairy girling. That's rad. That's awesome. I love it. I love it. That's it. That's a good. Wee is a good word. It's a good word. And wee fella is a good. It's a good phrase if you're referring to a wee fella. That's kind of like, maybe I should call these wee fellas instead of little guys. But no, they're little guys. Anyways, Lino, no. Lino, no. No, 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 no. No, no, no. No, no, no. Anyways, since it's been brought up, yes, I do have a YouTube channel. And I'm working on the next video right now. I need to pick up some supplies in order to do some filming, hopefully this coming weekend. So excited for that. I'm going to be eating so much boiled pudding. So it better be good, because these are two recipes I have never made before, which is very unusual for this channel. So exciting times being had by me. Anyways, gonna take another sip of my beverage. Now then, what was I gonna say? I thought of something that I was gonna say while I was on BRB, and I completely forget about what it was. What was it? Come on, brain. Come on, brain. Come on, brain. Come back. Come back, brain. Come back. It was, if memory serves, and it barely does. Let's be real. It was, I wanted to mention, oh yeah, you know when you're watching like a sporting event, and they will have bits sort of like in between bits of the sport where there's like commentators, and the commentators will sometimes look at like a clip of something significant that happened during the sports over the last few minutes, and look at like the like freeze frames and zoom in and like highlight things and go like frame by frame through what happened in that section of game. So sometimes I do that for significant conversations and other social interactions that happen in my life. But I will just revisit them unprompted after long periods of time, which is what I'm doing right now. I was just minding my own, having a little break. Um, and my brain was all, hey, remember that time you had a conversation with that person? Do you remember that? Yeah, of course you do. Do you really think it was a good idea to, like, ask about the weather of all things? Jeez. Are you sure you weren't trying too hard to pretend to be no? And so now my brain is in, oh god, it's true. That person thinks I'm cringe. And I will forever be remembered as a cringe person to that person. Um, because I made a remark about the weather. But I don't know. I guess I've been living in the UK for so long that, like, the weather is a thing that if I don't know how to continue a conversation in a natural way, I'm like, "Hey, so how do you feel about the weather here in this locality? Isn't the tube sweaty?" Instead of something interesting like train stations or birds, which are things I would want to talk about. You know? Um, there's something in chat that says, Sammy, don't look, don't worry, but I'm looking and I'm concerned and I have concerns. Anyways. Animation. Mr. Hangman's talking about animation. Says, I need to get. Ooh, stop motion is so fun. Haven't uploaded a new animation in so long. Stop motion is so fun. August 15th. That wasn't that long ago. Animation takes a really long time. That wasn't that long ago. I constantly think my friends are mad at me. They're not. They love you. But also, I do the same thing. I do the exact same thing. I'm like, oh god, everyone hates me. Everyone's mad at me. Oh no, panic, panic, panic. Preemptively rejection sensitivity. You know what I mean? Just constantly. I'm like, oh, if I've got buddies, I am convinced that they're mad. It's not a fun way to think. It's not a fun thing for your brain to do. I wish it wouldn't, but here we are. Anyways, I'm going to pick up some of this. Is this ultramarine or is this bright blue? I think this is ultramarine. This is ultramarine. I'm using the oh, you can't see it on screen. The ultramarine. I'm blending it with bluish black. Though that being said, this ultramarine is not as pigmented. This blue I actually find to be more pigmented than this blue. I don't know why they kind of reversed on my swatches, but here we are. It's very strange. Anyways, I'm excited to be going to Utah in September. Ooh, what are you up to in Utah? Do you have, like, a special event, or are you just going on a holiday? That's exciting. Some beautiful landscapes out there. I hope you get to see some of them. That's really, really cool. I hope you have a wonderful time. I myself am going to be in Canada at the end of May. I do not feel as though this is doxing myself because Canada is a very large country. But I'm looking forward to that. I have a significant birthday. My moderator / spouse suggested that we go do a family visit for it. And I was like, yeah, sure. It's an opportunity for me to buy, like, the good Cheerio cereal that I don't normally get to have here. And I'm looking forward to that. And I'm looking forward to seeing my family as well. Especially my nephew dog, of course, who's the goodest boy. He's the goodest and the best. He is an older dog now. Oh my goodness. I don't know when or how that happened, but apparently he's an older gentleman of a doggo. He's not as energetic as he used to be. Not that he was ever particularly energetic. I mean, you know, like, he get the zoomies and stuff, but most of the time, like, 18 hours out of the day, he wants to nap. And he's always been that way. He's a real, just snuggle down, sleepy little pizza of a dog. We love him. Anyways. But yeah, going to my friend's wedding, says Mr. Hangman. Oh my goodness, congratulations to your friends, and I hope you have a wonderful time. That's so nice. Eddie says, damn, we're both flying overseas end of May. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Here's hoping for good weather and pleasant flights for the both of us in that case. I hope you have a wonderful time on your adventure as well. Um, what was I going to say? I forget. My train of thought has well and truly derailed itself. It's fine. Mr. Hagman says, I'm coordinating with another friend to stay in a hotel with him. Nice. I hope you have a lovely time. That's rad as heck. I hope you get a chance to do some fun stuff while you're out there as well. Well, I'm sure the wedding will be fun, obviously, but yeah. Anywho. This book will also be brown. Okay. We've got multiple colors of books happening. I like that. I think that's a good should I maybe purple book? Maybe I shall purple book. I'm just gonna use this plum color because I think it's absolutely gorgeous for the rest of the books on this sort of bank of shelves here. But yeah. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh yeah, my nephew dog. Oh, he's such a sweet little guy. He's so cute. He's an Italian greyhound and his name is Simon. He's a very, very good boy. And I love him very, very much. I didn't get to see him a lot the last time I visited Canada because unfortunately I managed to rock up like right before a big snowstorm. So we didn't get to do a ton of visiting. I didn't even get to spend as much time as I wanted to in supermarkets. And I do like visiting the supermarket when I go doing a traveling, because, supermarkets are fun. Supermarkets are one of my dearest of interests, which is extremely normal of me. And, oh no, it's this shelf. I hate this shelf. This shelf is the worst. This shelf is the worst and the most confusing, and I don't know how to paint it. So this is gonna be good. This is gonna be a great time. I'm gonna readjust this purple by adding a little bit of blue to it. So we've got kind of a blurple now, which is nice. Ooh, this is like blueberry juice. That's what that looks like. Beautiful. Anyways, my Dana has a little Yorkie dog. Oh, she's awful. Oh, I'm very poorly trained. Oh, she's trying her best. Pees on the carpet upstairs at least every night. She's probably nervous, and she never shuts up. She sounds very nervous. She sounds like she's got a nervous disposition, if that is the case. No pie for Pie Day, frowny face, says my moderator / spouse. Oh no. Shall I bake one? Question marks? Not that I have the ingredients to bake pie, and in fact, pastry, like pie pastry, is one of my least favorite things to bake. It really does. It sounds like it's not her fault, says Theo. It's never the dog's fault. Indeed. It sounds like she probably needs some a type of care that is maybe not currently accessible to her. Of like training and that kind of thing. I try let her outside all the time. Yeah, I think now I'm not an expert dog trainer, so don't listen to me. But I think the key in like actually like, sort of getting a dog the training it needs and also, making sure that its needs are met are like consistency. Because I know that like my nephew dog, for instance, is a very nervous dog. So he gets really, really anxious if there's no one home for a long period of time. And so they were able to mitigate this for a while by like, there was just kind of always someone at home. So he wouldn't get nervous. But if they did have to both go out, they'd be as reassuring as they could. Like, you wait here, we'll be back, but still like and sometimes he would get nervous and do a little nervous poop on the carpet or something. Bless him. He was very, very well trained in as much as he was trained to, when he would go outside to do his business, he knew that he had to do the business on the grass, the soft surface, not the hard surface of the sidewalk. Which means if he was going to have an accident inside the house, he would make sure to do it on the soft surface of the carpet and not the hard surface of the tile floor that's easy to clean. Cannot blame him for that. He's just being a very, very, very good boy. And we love him. Anyways. But yeah, ooh, shepherd's pie. I mean, we were slash are going to have veggie meatballs and mash for dinner tonight. Very excited for that. We got ourselves the corn Swedish meatballs. We got some patates, and I'm gonna make some red cabbage to go alongside. I'm very excited about it. But now you've got me thinking. What if I just put the mash on top of the meatballs? Would that be weird? I feel like that would be weird. I very much feel like that would be weird. But anyways. Um right. This is a scary section to do. 'Cause these bookshelves are Oh, I left the I left these books quite jank. It's all pretty jank here. Um so I'm just gonna let it be jank, I suppose. Uh but it's so janky. No. Oh, stress. Oh, stress. Depends on the sauce the meatballs are in. I'd serve the narrative of Pie Day at least, says Lino. Yeah. Red cabbage with veggie meatballs. Yes. 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 You know it, Theo. Delicious food. Good food. I'm very excited. Very excited for it. I haven't decided which I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do like a gravy to go with it, but I haven't decided if I'm going to use. I've got obviously I use a packet. I have a packet of like gravy from Canada. That was my favorite type of gravy when I lived in Canada, and it's still really good. So I brought it home from the last time I visited Canada, and it's reasonably short dated, but I can't tell whether it's best before March or May, because they use MA as the instead of just using like 03 or 05, they use MA. And I'm like, that could be March or Mai. So is it March or is it May? I have no freaking idea. But I know it's best before March or May, so I would rather use it now than have it turn out that actually when I do use it, it was 2 months out of date. You know what I mean? Nevertheless, a little less than ideal, honestly. A little bit less than ideal. Oh my god, these shelves are so bad. Oh no. Just. There's a book there. I don't know. I don't know what's happening there, but it books, okay? It just books. Anyways, running out of paint. Anyways, but I also have a packet of poutine sauce, but that doesn't feel appropriate for meatballs and gravy. Or veggie meatballs and gravy even. And then I've also got a packet of they are Swedish style meatballs, well, corn balls. So I'm like, should I use my Swedish gravy? Because I also have a packet of Swedish gravy. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. Anyways, is it March usually MR or MAR? I don't. Is it Mr. Hangman? I don't know because here in the UK we just use like a number, so it would be like 03. I'm gonna need to look it up. Regardless, I should probably use up that gravy anyways, because I'm gonna buy more when I go back to Canada in a couple months anyway, so like it's kind of moot, but good tea. Anyways, I just don't know. But yeah. I'm looking forward to my veggie meatballs. We got them because they don't normally have them at our like local supermarket. But this time we happened to be picking up groceries from we had to order them online because we weren't going to have time to actually visit the grocery shop. And we ordered them online. We ordered them from the big grocery store on the outside of the ring road that we can't normally get to. Because, honestly, unless you live right nearby, you really need a car to be able to get there. It is not easily accessible by bus. And it would take us forever to get there. And then we'd have to carry a huge amount of shopping back on the bus, which is impractical. So, We were able to order all the stuff from there this time that we can't normally find at our local supermarché, which is really nice because it meant we got to get some stuff that we don't normally have, which frankly I hecking love for me. And one of those things are veggie Swedish meatballs, which are very, very, very good. I do like a veggie meatball. And making some of these books green. Trying to figure out where these books go. This shelf is confusing. Oh boy, is it ever, because I think I had said at the time, I was like, this shelf is confusing and hard to draw. I'm just going to deal with it later. Oh no. Chat has disconnected itself. Chat has reconnected itself. Here's hoping I'm still live. Anyways, so yeah, veggie meatballs for dinner tonight. What are y'all having for dinner? Are you having something exciting? I hope so. Or something delicious or something that is comforting to you. Whatever it is, I hope it is something that you enjoy. Because you deserve joy. Anyways. Oh yeah, the other thing that I was musing on earlier, I saw a video that came into my YouTube recommendations, and I didn't watch it because I didn't understand what any of the words were. Never mind. Literally, the last time I was gonna mention this topic, a terrible drawing time came in, and it just happened again. So you'll never know what I was about to say. Thank you for the terrible drawing time. Also, hello, Dan. Welcome in. Dan says, hello, Sammy. I feel like we've been absent a while. Shelves look shelfy to me. Yay, I'm so glad they're looking shelfy. I'm feeling pretty okay with it so far. This shelf is the bane of my existence, and I hate it, but just don't look at that one. Don't look too closely at it. Just let it blur into the side ground. Anyways, we've got a terrible drawing time, which is very exciting. Theo has requested a terrible drawing of Jean-Luc Picard with a beloved poetry book about meteorites. Oh, little boy, I love this. Okay, let me see what I can do with this little prompty do, shall I? I'm gonna put my paint palette down here so I don't accidentally hit it with like the side of my hand and make paint go flying everywhere, because of no reason. Anywho. A poetry book about meteorites. Oh, how lovely. Okay, so for anyone who's just come in, allow me to explain the phenomenon that is terrible drawing time. We're by for 5,000 channel points. I've got 5 minutes or less to draw a character or concept if you're choosing from memory or sight unseen on the terrible drawing canvas. This is our current terrible drawing canvas. As you can see, it is riddled with terrible drawings. The one we drew earlier was this little orangutan who is a librarian, as you can tell. Cannot get things to autofocus. Today. I don't know what my camera's doing. It is having a real humdinger of a time autofocusing on stuff today. But believe me when I tell you that this is an orangutan librarian. So, anyways, I've got 5 minutes to draw Jean-Luc Picard with Jean-Luc Picard with a beloved poetry book about meteorites. Okay. Sorry, I had a text from my moderator / spouse. He wanted to know if we had pie ingredients, to which I said we don't. We have plain flour. Please don't make me make pastry. Sobbing emoji. I don't know what it is. I just really hate making pie pastry. I really hate making pie pastry. I don't know what to do. Anyways, what I'm supposed to be doing is setting the clock for 5 minutes. So 5 minutes on the clock, starting now. Let's go. Jean-Luc Picard, who, if you don't know, is the captain of the Enterprise from Star Trek Next Generation. Good God, what does his nose look like? What is the shape of his face? I know he's bald. I know that, but I can't remember what shape his nose is. I'm gonna give him one of these noses. I don't think that's right. I don't think that's right. I think it's kind of round. Is it rounder than that, or does it kind of stick out? Just gonna give him a compromise of a nose. And he's got eyes, and he's happily reading his little bookie about meteorites. He looks like this, and his head goes like this. Sometimes he has almost a little bit of hair on the side, so I'll give him a little suggestion. And then here he is with his little arms, like so, like make it so, and he is going to be holding a book. Here's the book. There's a little book spine, like so. You can see little book pages that he's reading. And there's gonna be, oh geez, you can't see the cover very well, but pew, do, meteorites, yay, and then a little like review on the back, some little review quotes kind of thing. That's the kind of thing that they like to do on these. And then he's got his little Star Trek uniform. Do I remember what the Star Trek uniforms look like? Kind of. He's got the little... Oh, shoot. He's got a big pencil line that wasn't supposed to go there because my hand slipped. Tea, Earl Grey hot, says Theo. Hell yeah. Edward Haley found a comet, then drank so much it made him vomit, says Dan. Thank you. That's beautiful. That's a beautiful poem about meteorites. I love it with my whole heart. And Picard loves it too. Yes, he does. Doot. He's got his little Captain Pips on his uniform. He's got his little communicator badge on his uniform that looks like that. Oh, you can't really see it, so I'm going to make it real big so you can see it real good. And then I'm going to have this be the era where their uniform is kind of just like one piece. Because I think it's real silly. Just the awkwardest. Do. There we go. Yay! Aw, doesn't he look stupid? His communicator badge. It makes the sound like he earned it at Cubs. Yes. Bleep bleep. Bleep bleep. Bleep bleep. Hello, I would like to speak to a person, please. Somehow the computer already knows who to put me through to, even though I've not finished saying their name. I've never figured the communicator badges are really just... If you think too hard about them, they don't make a lot of sense. The Starfleet onesie, yes. Doesn't he look... It's got to be a real pain in the backside to get in and out of that thing, I feel like. It's kind of hard to see the book he's reading. And the camera is really struggling with the autofocus today. There we go. It's more or less in focus here. It's near enough. Anyways, he's reading a little book about meteorites. I bet they're real good. And he is loving this book. Look how happy he is. He's like, oh, look at the dude. They're flying through space and bumping into stuff. And it goes pew pew. Wow, exciting times. I hope the ship doesn't hit one. That would be embarrassing. My notice pointed out that pissing would be a problem. Genuinely, like, what is the practicality of a uniform like this? You know? Because believe it or not, most people need to use the toilet, like, multiple times in a day. You would think you would want something that it would be relatively easy to just, like, remove a pair of trousers so you could go pee-pee. You know? Like, how does a onesie factor in terms of practicality for that? And then there's the very early, like, first season when they had people in, like, the mini skirts. And, I mean, that's much more practical when it comes to, like, sort of, like, getting clothes out of the way so you can go to the bathroom. But then on the other hand, like, I feel like there are a lot of opportunities to just get real cold. That's the timer. That's terrible drawing time. My friend, I hope you're happy. When it comes to Star Trek clothes, I love Picard's pajamas the most. Oh, I love when he's just... I love that he just has, like, the swishiest silk dressing gowns when he's just chillaxing, and they're very... How do I word this? How do I... There's a lot of visible chist, shall I say. Anyways, Mr. Hagman's heading out. All right, have a fantastic go out. And thank you very much for hanging out, Mr. Hangman. It was lovely to see you. Um, Samantha says they use the teleporters to just teleport. No! No, no! I hate that. That's weird. That's weird. I don't like it. Oh. You can't see, but I'm stamping my feet with uncomfortable. Oh no, I wasn't expecting that. Anyways, Turner, thank you very much for the lurk. Thank you, thank you. So that's Picard just... He does! Why are his pajamas so slinky? Kobe says it was the 60s. She's glad you could see his captain's log. Oh, forever grateful for that. No. Oh no. Oh, I have to say, I always find going back to watching like Star Trek TNG and stuff, I always find it super cringe when they try and get a bit sexy. You know what I mean? But I mean, yes, I did once write one singular Star Trek fan fiction where two characters touched hands. That's all. They just touched hands, but it was significant because one of them was a Vulcan, and touching hands is basically doing a little kiss. Anyways, no, you can't read it because it's from many years ago and it's probably very bad. Anyways, Lascivious says Lino. I know, right? Oh my goodness, too spicy. Anywho, oh beans, but yeah. Oh god. Speaking of, okay. But like when they tried to get sexy on Star Trek: The Next Generation, for some reason, going back and watching any episodes where things like try to get a bit sexy or anything like that just feels super cringe. Like if you've seen the episode where it's like where the planet has very like gender inequality, but it's because all the women are like ruling class and the men are slaves, and in order to fit in, they have Riker put on this outfit that is like, it's like metallic lame fabric. It is very low cut, and then he's wearing like a little pair of like silver lame briefs on the outside of his weird 80s parachute pants. It is not a good, like, no. It's so awkward. But that's why we love this show, because it's cringe as hell. You know, it wouldn't be as effective, I think, if it just actually was a genuinely sexy look in that case. But then, like, it's a great look, says Theo. I need to find the look and put it in the Discord for anyone who hasn't seen it. I'll pop a link to the Discord in the chat as well. If you're not in the Discord and you want to join, you can. I dislike every sexy attempt that involves Deanna Troi. Oh yeah, anytime they try and have a character like romance Deanna in an episode of Star Trek: The Next Generation, maximum cringe. Just so cringe. Just don't you do it. Either it's just like gross, like it like the male love interest just feels creepy, or it's just not good. Like why couldn't they just be friends? It would have been better. Anyways, I can't think of a lot of examples off the top of my head, but some of them are just like, oh jeez Louise, why? There's some weird stuff. I don't want to spoiler it for you. I don't dislike Deanna Troi. I love Deanna Troi. She's fantastic. But yeah, she got saddled with some bad episodes. Oh god. Remember the romance episode with Beverly from like, I want to say like one of the later seasons, like maybe even the final season, but she gets this like romance in like this space Scotland where there's a ghost, and it's just, oh, it's the worst. That is, I think, the worst episode, possibly one of the worst episodes of all. It is bad. It is almost unwatchably bad. And I love this show. Anyways, Kobe says, it turns out both the original series and TNG teams have met the X-Men. The stories feature all of the fan nods one would expect from such meetings. Beast and Bones both answering Nurse Chapel's call for Dr. Henry McCoy. The Borg assimilating the infamous mutant hunting sentinels, and respectful... Okay, see, this is a good romance. Respectful flirtations between Picard and Storm I am 100% here for. That sounds adorable. And I love it. Kobe says, I'm sorry, the third episode features shirtless, horny Sulu. That was a great episode. That was a great episode, and that is a great moment. I love it. I love that he was like, haha, I'm gonna... And doesn't he also have, like, a sword? He also has a sword. It was fantastic. That was such a good moment. Yeah, the time... Exactly, Kobe. The time Beverly Crusher has sex with a ghost. It's not good. It's not good. Samantha says the writers were always terrible to Deanna, and they carried on the trend in Picard season 3. Oh no, I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it, but that's so sad to hear. No, be nice to Deanna. She deserves to have nice times and not get saddled with, like, the crappiest storylines. Theo says, it's either, look, we put her in underwear for you, or it's just, you know, oh, yeah, it's just... it's so uncomfortable, and it always feels uncomfortable and cringe, and, like... I don't know. It feels like nobody wants to be involved. I'm talking about the episodes where Deanna has a romance in Star Trek: The Next Generation. It just feels like nobody wants to be there. You know, it's just no. Did Picard meet Professor X? Because that is the met I am demanding. Says Samantha. Yes. Oh, geez. Kobe says it was before Patrick Stewart was cast, but the book notes they look similar. That's so much fun. That's so much fun. I love it. 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 That's amazing. Absolutely adorable. Fantastic. No notes. Love it to bits. Hell yeah. I'm adding in some books that are whatever this color is. What is this color? I forget what this color was. This was green. I've already done green. Okay, I need a new color. Oh no. Shall I just pick up this blue, perchance? Maybe I'll add a little bit more ultramarine to it. Just to make it a little different. Anyways. Oh god, the gym room mirror scene. I remember it well. Yeah, I remember it well. I don't want to spoiler it for anybody's, but oh geez. I felt like there was an episode, and you know, because this was like the 80s and the early 90s, they did take some opportunities to kind of make things a little bit queerer, but they always kind of pulled their punches on it. So like there was an episode where Beverly is having this like whirlwind romance with this guy who's a Trill, and it's the first time we meet the Trill. If you don't know the Trill, they're this like species that's actually two species that like join into like a combined being, but like the symbiote that lives inside like the humanoid part of the Trill lives a lot longer than like the humanoid bodies, so they will go through like multiple lifetimes in different sort of sharing different bodies. And it just so happens that the guy that she's been romancing, like the human dies, or the humanoid guy dies, and so first somebody needs to like allow the symbiote to like hang out in their body until they can get like a Trill person to come you know, host them. And so Riker volunteers, but Beverly just continues her romance with the guy, even though it's kind of also her friend Will. And you know what? That's fine. That's cool. I dig it. But then the Trill person who ends up being the new host for her like boyfriend person is a lady, and she's like, oh, I don't know, and I'm like, you could have just let her be bi. You could have just let her be bi. But it was like 1991, so of course they couldn't just let her be bi. Sad face. For my little bi self, sad face. The incredibly awkward, cringy scene of Deanna and Beverly in 80s workout gear doing a workout together. Oh, Samantha. The fact that they really thought that workout gear was gonna look like that in like 400 years is so funny to me. I mean, But yeah. Same thought, same thought. Um, Kobe says, I feel like we're ignoring, the time the time Janeway falls for a guy in the holodeck in Star Trek Voyager and finds out that the holodeck character canonically has a wife. And so she's like, computer, delete the wife, and then just has like a holodeck boyfriend. And I mean, sure, but also yikes. Yikes. Samantha says at least the Trill was still wanting to carry on the relationship, which was surprisingly daring for the time. It was. And I was super shocked that she kissed Beverly's hand, says Samantha. I loved that, but I feel like there was also a bit of an undercurrent of like, that's a little bit weird for us human people. But at least they did that much. But I feel like the reason that they felt like they could get away with it was because it was like a space alien doing the romancing. Which is, well, you know what? 'Tis better than nothing. And indeed, the first two ladies kiss we get on another Star Trek series is between two Trills, who happen to be both ladies at the time and used to date in like a previous incarnation, and then toy with the idea of getting back together because they still love each other, yada yada yada, and the gender thing is no impediment to them, and you love to see it. It was a great episode, that one. Anywho, but yeah, Star Trek. How about that show? I haven't watched a Star Trek in a really, really long time. I know there's a lot of Star Trek like coming out on TV these days, but I think I just got like general television fatigue. I don't know. Like, I think the closest I am to like watching a new TV show at the moment is and it's not even watching a new TV show. It's listening to a podcast about a TV show that I've seen. Because there's a TV show called Wellington Paranormal that I'm quite fond of, and now the two principal like characters on the show have a podcast where they just talk about the show, and that's my favorite TV show right now, is just hearing them talk about, being like, oh yeah, do you remember, yeah, that was a really good donut place near where we filmed this episode, oh yeah, it was really good, like that's what I'm watching these days. I am very interesting. Right. Do we want some kind of brown or some kind of orange? Maybe if I add some orange to this brown, zhuzh it up a little bit, make it a little bit more exciting. Add some books in this funky little colorway. Why not? We're still not going to finish this painting today. I'm so mad. I'm so mad. Samantha says, Star Trek peaked at The Next Generation. I will accept no debate on this. I'm not debating with you. I love Star Trek The Next Generation. It is the first Star Trek that I fell in love with, and I think it's still my favorite. Truly, I do. It is a good TV show. They cover some good stuff, some interesting things happen. Samantha, thank you for the posture check. I was indeed hunched over like a little shrimpy shrimp. Oh, ow, ow, oh, my body. Oh, it hurts. Oof. Anyways, and I love that you like the Captain Picard stamp on your art prints. I did mention earlier that I do try and when I can get interesting stamps on people's post that I post out from my shop. And I was so happy that I happened to still have this Captain Picard stamp to use on yours, because I know you're a fan. Also, Data and Geordi were boyfriends. I will accept no debate on this. I love, honestly, I think my two favorite characters are Data and Geordi, and I am so here for that. Absolutely. Just the loveliest of supportive boyfriends. Why not? They're just so fun together. They're just such a fun couple of guys. I love them. They give me a happy. Anywho. That is it for my tea. that is it for my tea. It is time to say hello to my second tea. Ah, good. Good. Right. More of this sort of brownish orange color for bookies. This bookie here. I like this color. I think this is a lovely color. It's very rich. This color I have made. Quite happy with that. This one over here. Like so. And this one here. And this one up here. Yay. I forgot to paint in this shelf. So I'm gonna need to remake that brown somehow. And paint in that shelf because there should be a shelf there and there is not. Oh no. Heck. This one as well. Maybe this one down here. And you. And I think we've got just enough space for like one more color of book. So what other color of book wants to live here? Maybe we'll come back to this red, because why not? This was a good red. I am so sad that we're once again not going to finish this painting, but oh well. I am about to come on to the topic that I was thinking about earlier today, that I was going to bring up earlier, and that I was going to bring up again, and both times we had a terrible drawing time request, just as I was about to talk about this thing that's been on my mind for much of the day. So, now would be a good time to do another terrible drawing time so I can never talk about it. I mean, as a topic, it's not, like, important by any stretch. It's just something that I was thinking about. Because it's something that I don't fully understand. I think it's something that's maybe a bit conspiracy theory, but also honestly, I am a little confused about it. Because, okay, so basically, this video came into my, YouTube recommendations feed. It was a podcast or a video series that I don't recognize, but it was like, blah, 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 whatever this... Never mind. Samantha! You did it! You're never gonna know what I was gonna talk about! Because I've got a terrible drawing time request from Samantha for Jordy and Data being boyfriends. Yes, I love it. Thank you so much. Right. Allow me to once again explain what the deal is. With terrible drawing time. It is a segment of stream whereby for 5,000 channel points, I've got 5 minutes or less to draw a character or concept of your choosing from memory or sight unseen on the terrible drawing canvas. This is our current canvas. We drew this earlier today. It's an orangutan who's a librarian. We did this earlier today. Thunderpup, thank you very much for the follow. Excuse me, got hiccups. Welcome on in. And now we're going to draw Geordi and Data from Star Trek The Next Generation, my two favorite little guys being boyfriends, which I think is heckin' adorbs, and I love that, so I'm going to put 5 minutes on the clock, and I've got to try and remember what these two fellas look like from memory. Oh joy. Here we go, 5 minutes on the clock, starting now. Let's go. Data and Geordi. I feel like they should be near Captain because the Star Trek things are happening over here. I don't know. Anyways, what does Geordi's nose look like? Doodah. Does it look kind of like this? I hope it does. I don't think I did a very good job on Geordi's nose. Let me start again. Anyways, have I ever drawn Data? I don't think I have drawn Geordi before. Nope. It's going to take so many tries because LeVar Burton is a very beautiful man, and I want to do his face justice, and I don't think I'm going to be able to. So I think I'm just going to have to go with it. You know what? There is his beautiful nose. Okay, we got there. Now, this is an interesting face because normally I use like eyes and stuff as like knowing where to place things, and I can't do that because he's got a visor on. But I'm pausing terrible drawing time. I'm so sorry. We've got 4 minutes left, but I need to pause because my moderator slash spouse has just come in the door and I need to say hello to him. I hope you don't mind. One moment, please. Moderator slash spouse. Hello, darling. I miss you. I love you. I'm sorry we don't have pie pastry. It's okay. I wanted to make a pie. What if I make a crumble?
You could do.
Will the crumble do? I've got fresh apples.
You probably don't in the fridge, have you?
We might do.
I'm not sure we do.
I don't think we do, but we've got fresh apples. I could make an apple crumble.
Yeah, go.
Would you like an apple crumble?
Yeah, small one.
Yeah. I can make a little apple crumble.
I'm gonna go pie shopping on the weekend. Oh, they were D&Ding, so. Alright, go stream.
Okay, if I have to, I guess.
You do.
Oh, I'll miss you. Hi, everybody. Oh, hello, sunshine.
Hello.
He says hello. Anyways. It does suggest that somewhere above the Enterprise long crack bandicoot looms. No! Not that, don't look at the long bandicoot, it's cursed. Samantha says, I feel like Geordi has the visor as a good indicator that is meant to be him, like the bald head helps to identify Picard. Yeah, exactly. There you go. Anywho, let me try this again. Okay, 4 minutes on the clock, starting now. I'm a minute in and all I've drawn is Geordi's nose. This is terrible. Okay, so I'm gonna give him... He's super happy, and he's also just a dude who, like, smiles a lot, so I'm gonna have him doing a big smile. Like so. And then, how the heck am I gonna draw in his visor? There we go. Oh my god, he's so stinking cute already. He's so stinking cute already. I love him so much. And now, giving him some handsome hair. Like so. It's a little shorter on the sides. Like so. Yay! It's Geordi! What a rad lad. We love to see it. This little Star Trek uniform. Which I think kind of goes like... does it have sort of like the that, and then it's like color blocked? I don't remember. I don't know how many pips he's got in his uniform. It depends on where we are in the series, because I think he maybe gets a thingy, a promotion at some point. I don't remember. And then Data. It's like, hello. My name is Data. I'm a little guy. What the heck does Data's hair look like? Aw, jeez. Aw, cheese pizza. I've got to remember what Data's hair looks like. Oh, that's even harder. Because he's got the whole sort of like android aesthetic going on. So it's kind of like... I feel like it's kind of just like... is it kind of just like... like very... It is nothing like this at all. It's absolutely nothing like this, but this is the only way I can think to draw it. Is just very like... just very smooth and everything's kind of in place. I feel like that works, but then let's just put... Let's just put one of these. Because they... My moderator slash spouse just turned the lights out. I appreciate, but you know what? I appreciate that because turning out the lights when you leave the room is the environmentally sound thing to do. Save that electricity. You know what I mean? I'm gonna make sure that their little communicator badges are represented in here. Even though that's not their exact placement, but, I don't know how well this is going to focus, but here they are. We've got 45 seconds left, and I really don't think I can improve upon this. Because I think this looks exactly like them. And I think you can definitely tell who they're supposed to be, I hope. I hope you're happy. I really do. I enjoyed drawing these two. They are, as I say, I think probably my two favorite, like, main characters out of Star Trek The Next Generation. I also really love Guinan. I think she's wonderful and amazing, and possibly one of my, I love Data's somewhat bemused look. Yeah, he's just, I don't know. He's just chilling. He's just vibing and having a good time. It's hard to tell he's having a good time because he doesn't show his emotions that much. Sometimes he tries real hard to show his emotions. But a lot of the time it tends to be his emotional display tends to be a bit subtle, I feel like. You know, he'll just say, like, he'll be like, I am experiencing something I think you might refer to as fondness for you. And when you are not here, your absence is felt. And I miss you. You know, like, he's cute like that. He's just cute like that. I love Data. I think he's fantastic. And Jordy's big goofy grin getting to hang out. Yes. Hell yeah. Well, I also think of, like, conversely, I tend to think of Jordy as quite a sort of, like, chill, kind of just very, like, he just generally seems like a fairly happy guy, Jordy, you know what I mean? You love to see it. Data's autistic. Hell yeah. And you know what? That's very sexy of him. Plap. I saw a short YouTube video the other day that was like two autistic people having a conversation. One of them was like, yeah, I tend to speak in a fairly monotone, and I don't really show my emotions and my expression very well. And the other one's like, I tend to speak really animatedly, and my emotions are very large. And, you know, they're like all of these differences, but we're both autistic, and we have one thing in common: we both hate the movie Rain Man. It was a great video. Anyways, yay, Tism. What was I doing? I was painting books red. That's what I was doing. I was painting books red. So let's continue to do that. Nice, nice, nice. What a lovely color as well. So maybe one can go. Oh, geez, that's so dark. Oh, I think I've seen her videos, so Samantha. Yeah, she's great. She's very fun. And right. Anyways. Dee. I have no idea what her username is. But it'll probably get recommended in my feed again, so if it is, I will try and remember to pop it on the Discord, because I thought it was a very good video. Anyways. It's one of those things, like, you watch one video about the TISM, and then suddenly your entire recommendations feed are the same topic. It's like, yep. Thanks, YouTube. Sometimes I'll get so many videos on the same topic and nothing but the same videos on the same topic. I'll have to, like, consciously go out and search for other stuff to try and retrain YouTube into knowing that actually I do enjoy other topics as well. You can keep showing me videos about railway stations. She has a few shorts, says Samantha, on the same theme of two different ends of the spectrum ending with a unifying concept. Ah! You must be getting recommended the same... you must be getting recommended the same videos as I am. That's rad. Gonna pop a little red book here. There's space for one more bookie there, and I'm going to have it be green. Because I have some green here, so why not? Is this entire bookshelf incredibly jank? Yes. Yes, it is. I have no idea why YouTube would recommend me videos on autism. I cannot say. I genuinely cannot say. That is That is between you and your self-assessment skills and interest. Having a sip it. Having another sip it. Having a third sip it. Okay, I'm done with sippets. We're gonna finish the bookshelves now. Anyways, I may have clicked subscribe, so I found the channel and linked it in the Disco. Thank you very much for the Disco link. Hell yeah. Much appreciated. Anywho. Oh no. Now we're getting to the big bookies. The big bookies with more visual information to try and incorporate. No pressure. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Don't sweat it. Don't sweat it at all. Everything's gonna be okay. Definitely not nervous about these bits because they are large and right in the foreground. Why have I done this to myself? Too many levels. Too many levels. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Right. We've got some rich brown tones down in front here. Because why? Because brown is a beautiful color, frankly. So why not? Let's fill in some of these. Oh, y'all. So the terrible drawing time redeems have maxed out for the stream. You know what that means? That means I can finally tell you the very underwhelming and it was not worth all of the build-up thing that I was going to talk about earlier that I've just remembered. And that is that I had a YouTube video recommended in my feed. I didn't watch it because I was like, this holds no relevance for me. As always with like YouTube recommendations, I've been noticing that in the last few months, they'll recommend a channel or a video. Story time, says Thunderpup. Finally. Nope. Never mind. Lina wants to hear about tea. You're never going to hear this story, and it's not important anyways. It's just something that occurred to me. Anywho. As y'all know, or you may know, earlier on I was drinking a tea that was a blend of pu'er tea and some other ingredients. But what you may not know is that there are actually two different types of pu'er tea. There is the... I can't remember what the two terms are. Sorry. It's a bit now. I do want to hear the story, but it's funny. It is funny, and honestly, the story is not that interesting. But, there are two types of pu'er tea. Or two main types of pu'er tea. There is one that is aged over, like, long periods. Like, you can get pu'er teas that are, like, 30 years old and still drinkable, and that, like, appreciate in value because they're stored in very special conditions where, like, the fermentation and the flavors are allowed to develop nicely. So you get those teas that are, like, aged for very long periods, or can be aged for very, very long periods, tend to be, I think, a little bit more delicate. And then you get ones that are a riper tea, that are not aged for as long of a period, but I think have, like, heat applied in ways that make it ferment faster, basically. And so you've got some pu'er teas that are very, like, sort of light in color, and some pu'er teas that are very, like, dark, like, super dark in color. And I really like the dark pu'er teas, especially, which tend to be pu'er teas. That's what they're called. Thanks, Lux. Anyways, but it is a fermented tea, which is why sometimes they have these, like, really interesting tasting notes. What I quite like about them is that the fermentation process takes out any, like, bitterness generally, or, like, astringency that you get from, thanks, babe. Any bitterness or astringency that you get from regular black tea. I'm done. Okay. Thank you, everybody. That was Tea Chats. It's a fermented tea, and it's actually pretty good for your digestive system. Shut up. Anyways. So that's tea talk for now. I'm going to continue painting. And now I'm going to... Fine. No one's ever going to know the stupid, not very interesting thing I was going to talk about on stream today. And you know what? That's probably for the best, because at this point, it's going to be massively anticlimactic anyways. Sledge wants to know about coffee. I had a coffee topic all mentally banked for today. And it has completely fled my mind. Oh, yeah. All right. So, roasting. I wanted to talk about roasting. Pooh, says Dan. A remake of Con Air starring Winnie the Pooh. I'd watch that. Also, isn't Winnie the Pooh into public domain now, so technically you could do that, I think? Anyways, I don't know why you would, but you could. You're gonna do a comedy roast of your audience. Yes. I'm going to tell lighthearted and gently spirited jokes about you all now. No, I would never do that. I would never do that because honestly, my nightmare is a roast. Because people will go up and say a whole bunch of jokes about me, and I'll be like, but inside my head I'll be like, they really think that about me, and actually everyone's making fun of me, and this is mean, and they're making it into a roast, so it seems like I'm in on the joke, but actually they're all just making fun of me. Oh no, and then I'll just have a crisis and probably cry afterwards, so, you know, fun. Pooh is no longer allowed in the public domain due to never wearing pants. Sledge, I love you. Anyways, Sledge wanted to know about coffee. I was going to talk about roasting. I am not allowed to roast in the air fryer, which I'm still sad about, but you're right, it will probably cause a fire. But that being said, roasting there are coffee roasters, there are like purpose-built coffee roasters you can get for home roasting. There was one that I saw that effectively works in the same way that like a home popcorn maker works, like the electric popcorn maker. We used to have one of those in my family's house, and I'm wondering if you could roast coffee in one of them. But it probably wouldn't be very good. But things to note about roasting that's very important. If you are going to roast at home, you want to have a setup that allows for some kind of ensuring that you are getting consistency within your beans. You don't want to end up with like a medium roast because some of your beans are like burnt and some of your beans are green. You know what I mean? You want to find something that will ensure that all of your beans are roasting at more or less the same rate. So doing it, like technically you can roast beans just like on a skillet over a flame, but you're gonna end up with a real inconsistency of roast level. Did you do Wordle puzzle? Congratulations. Congratulations.
First one gave me a letter in the wrong place. Second one gave me no extras. And then I just guessed it.
Damn, that's really good, babe. Congratulations. My moderator/spouse got Wordle in 3 guesses. Anyways, roasting, because my moderator/spouse asked to hear about it. So, when you roast, you want to ensure that your beans are all sort of consistently, which is why you will see at like roasteries, they might have a roast machine that it's kind of like a washing machine in as much as there's sort of like a central drum that the beans go into, and then they just get tumbled while heat is applied to them, so they're constantly rotating so that they're all getting even amounts of heat. Or you'll see one that's like a flat drum that's like, you know, horizontal, where the beans, again, the beans are placed on like the floor of this drum. Heat is applied to it, but there's like a paddle that goes around and is consistently turning the beans at a consistent speed, again to ensure that all of the beans are receiving the same amount of heat at the same time and you're getting a consistent result. This is not as easy to achieve at home with just like your own home equipment. I guess if you just wanted to stand there and kind of shake your pan or whatever over a low heat for a really, really long time, you could try that. I've been tempted to try that, but I feel like you're not going to get nearly as consistent a result. But it could be a fun experiment. But do be careful, because one of the things that happens when you're roasting beans is that there are these little bits of chaff on the coffee seeds that, as they heat up, will kind of just, they're virtually weightless, so they'll just sort of fly off of them, and you will get them going everywhere. So that's another thing to bear in mind if you do want to roast your coffee. Anyways, I think my spouse wanted to say something. Babe, what's up? Moderator? I was answering your channel point, Redeem. He's left. He's just left. Okay, fine. I'm just gonna keep painting then. Whatever. Anywho, so that was some information about coffee. I hope you enjoyed it. Now then, this book is gonna be brown, and what a lovely shade of brown it is. Right. So the thing that I wanted to talk about was, and it's so stupid because it's something about which I know very little, but I was recommended this YouTube video and I didn't end up watching it, but it's one of those things where just a piece of information keeps coming back to you, like in the same day. So I had seen this YouTube video alleging that this one band are industry plants. And I still don't really know what that means or what that signifies, but I was like, okay. And then I didn't watch the video because I'd never heard of the band. But then, like, later on in the same day, I saw a tweet about the lineup for Glastonbury this year, and I was looking down to see if there were any bands I recognized and liked. Not that I'm going to go to Glastonbury because, mud, crowds, like, portaloos, forget it. That is my nightmare. My absolute nightmare. Camping in tents? I hate it. I hate it all. Trapped in a sea of smelly people for days at a time? No. I used to have a colleague who went to Glastonbury every year, and she said it was basically like, generally it's a pretty horrible experience, but once you're no longer in it, you kind of forget about all of the bad things and just remember the fun stuff. And I'm like, that sounds terrible. Plague event, says Sledge. Exactly. The stuff of nightmares, you know? I don't want to do it. I don't want to catch people's horrible Glastonbury diseases. Anyways. Point being, this band that had been mentioned previously on a YouTube video I ended up not watching, is on the Glastonbury lineup. And so I decided to look them up. And I could see why, and I specifically decided to look up why someone was saying that they were industry plants. And it turns out, and this is one of the things that absolutely heckin' mystifies me, is that they seem to have already, like, they've just released their debut not even album, debut single. Just released their debut single. And are already, like, in pretty large lettering on, like, the second stage at Glastonbury. And it's not like a band of, like, known quantity musicians who happen to have formed another group. You know? They're just, they seem to have materialized out of nowhere, released one single, and are already, like, kind of a big deal. Which does seem kind of confusing and strange to me, because I genuinely don't understand how that kind of thing happens. You know, like, I have musician friends, and I have quite a good number of musician friends and acquaintances, and, like, even the ones that I would consider to be successful, you know, because they, like, tour and people go to their shows and put out albums, and, you know, sometimes those albums get into, like, charts and stuff, and they get reviews, and you know, might occasionally get played on the radio and that kind of thing. Nothing approaching the level of, like, their debut single has millions of views on YouTube and, you know, getting a, like, playing at Glastonbury. And so I understand why people might be like, is this band an industry plant? Which, again, is, I kind of understand the meaning of. but I kind of don't. But this idea that, and I think they've actually been asked, like, are you industry plants? And I think they've just said like what? We play our own instruments. I didn't want to call them out because, you know, I'm sure they're nice people and their single was fine. It's not really for me, but they're called The Last Dinner Party. But apparently they've been asked, like, are you industry plants? And the response was like, we play our own instruments. And I believe it. But anyways, they're probably very well-connected Nepo babies, says Lino. Yes! Yes! One of the things I know about them is that they absolutely come from a pretty well-off background. And when I say pretty well-off background, at least one of the band members went to school, was privately educated at you have to pay to go to this school where a year's tuition cost, I would say, about twice as much as my annual salary. Which says to me that your family is doing all right, you know? And I do not begrudge. People didn't ask to be born. You know, they didn't, like, hey, if you've got privilege to be able to, like, do stuff and create stuff, then it's not your fault that, like, the arts in general that the arts in general, now much more so, I think, than some years ago, is really not as accessible to people who don't have that financial advantage. You know what I mean? So, like, it just probably is, like, they're I can't even say that they're, like, I think I've seen them referred to as, like, an indie band, and I'm like, they're not. They've literally put out one single and they're already signed to a major label. And as I say, I know some, like, genuinely amazing musicians who are doing pretty well for themselves, but do not get the kind of, like, instantaneous first single press that this band I've never heard of does. It's kind of sus. You know what I mean? But again, it's not their fault. And I don't begrudge them that success. If they do well, then good for them. What I begrudge is the fact that it's so hard for anyone who wasn't born into those kinds of connections now. You know what I mean? Because it is. It's really hard if you're not born into connections. You know, you look at the number of up and coming actors, like, appearing in, like, X movie or whatever, and you've never seen or heard from them before, but they're headlining this new film, and, oh, wouldn't you know it, wait a second, oh, they have the same surname as this other actor who was big in, like, the 90s. Oh, it's their kid. 'Cause of course it is. I started out with nothing but $1 million loan from my parents, says Dan. Exactly. They've certainly chosen to leverage their privilege, though, so I'm not into this vibe at all. Oh, absolutely. For sure. But, like, mostly I begrudge the, more so than the actual people leveraging their privilege, which I do begrudge a little bit, and it makes me feel sad every time I see someone who's, like, inexplicably successful, potentially skilled, but sometimes not that skilled, when a lot of people who have genuine skill and drive and ambition and yada 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 just can't
Twitch user
do it.
Sammy Cash.
Kirsty,
Shoppers.
thank you for interrupting my rant. Thank you. Hello, friends. Welcome on in. How's everybody doing? Thank you for the raid, Kirsty. How are you? How is the rest of your stream? It's lovely to see you. Hello, Zaphis. Hello, Liquid Lightning. Hello, silly little guy. And Tals. Liquid Lightning, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome. And Jam, hello. And Roll. And Kirsty, of course. How's it going, everybody? Let me get a shout out for Kirsty in the chat. Kirsty, how the heck? What's he Okay, first off, Lathan, thank you very much for the follow. Much appreciated. And Anonymous, thank you very much for gifting the sub to Kirsty.
Oh hell yeah. Kirsty
Oh,
Arts
yeah.
just subscribed.
Thank you so much, Anonymous friend. Kirsty, enjoy your emotes and stuff. Thank you for the... what? Anonymous, what are you doing? Oh,
Oh
beans.
hell yeah, Lycoid Lightning just subscribed.
Oh, TTS Nicole is trying her best. Listen, she's just a little wombat. She's doing the best that she can under difficult circumstances. Liquid Lightning, enjoy your emotes and stuff. And yeah, if you're not following Kirsty, go give Kirsty a follow. Kirsty is a lovely, lovely, lovely person and a wonderful friend of the channel and a wonderful artist and a wonderful gamer. Is better at gaming than I am and a very cool person. If you're not familiar with me, hi, hello. My name's Twitch user Sammy Kels. I'm a variety streamer, currently painting.
Plap 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 plap.
Who did that? Saunders, thank you very much for the kiwi. Oh, goodness gracious, I believed you until you said gamers, says Kirsty. Hey. Anyways, hi. I'm a traditional artist. I do watercolors and stuff. I do art streams on Mondays and Thursdays. I do game streams on Fridays and sometimes on Sundays. Liquid Lightning says most TTS can't get my name right. Yeah, I mean, you know, TTS Nicole is trying her best, but she is a wombat, by the way. She's a very sweet little wombat, and we love her very much. But she doesn't always get it right, but she's trying. Anywho. I was going to say, Kirsty, is there anything you would like to share of things, what you do? I would love to share it with the chat. If you've got anything you're working on today that you want to share, or if you want us to go take a little looky-loo at your... We could certainly do that as well. Your Instagram... What was that? What was the...
Silly guy cheered. X1. Very pretty bookcases, Sami.
Thank you very much, silly little guy. Little guy, I appreciate it. Thank you very much for the biddy. Tee tee. Christy says, please hold. Of course. If you've got a linky that you want to whisper in my direction, that would be super rad. And I would love to share it with the class. In the meantime, I will get another shout out for Kirsty in the chat because I can. Hopefully that should work. Yay! If you're not following Kirsty, go follow Kirsty because Kirsty is lovely and a wonderful human being and very, very cool and does really cool stuff. And it's just fantastic. Go do if you're not already. Anyways, as for me and my shenanigans, I'm a traditional artist. I'm mostly watercolors, but I do other media as well. I like doing wet media, you know, like acrylic inks and some gouache as well. I've done the odd oil paint and
Lathan_Keo cheered. X10. I see books, I give bits. My bookseller heart is grateful carrot.
Oh, thank you so very much indeed for the biddies. Also, yay books! As a former librarian, I feel this very much in my heart. I know exactly what you mean, and thank you so much for the biddies. I much appreciate it. Very much indeed. Thank you. What are you doing?
Lycoid Lightning cheered. X100.
Liquid Lightning, thank you very much for the biddies as well. Thank you. Y'all are too kind. My brain doesn't know what to do with this, but I very much appreciate it. Thank you so much. Yeah, I was gonna, in case you're curious as to what my work looks like when it's done, I can show you what my work looks like when it's done. It's usually, what? Anonymous! What are you doing? Aw, beans!
Oh hell yeah, silly little guy just subscribed.
Oh, goodness gracious. Are you ready for a link, says Kirsty. Twitch DM? Yes, please, if you could DM me over on the Twitchies, I will share it with the class. I would very much love to. Thank you, Kirsty. This is Sledge, darling, thank you very much for the kiwi. Thank you. This is what my work looks like when it's done. Thank you very much for the Anana as well, Sledge. Thank you. Anana is a friend of the stream. My little sidekick. He is a Lego pineapple who holds my paintbrushes, which is why he looks like that. He is actually he is here in the room right now with me. I swear. Anyways, this is my Instagram. This is a bad sketchbook drawing. This is the kind of thing that I do. This is our technical difficulty screen, which I feel like encapsulates my vibe pretty well. What else? Oh, this is just a compilation of little guys, because I like drawing little guys. Get a load of these absolute little guys. Look at them going on their little shenanigans and adventures and having a nice time. That's the kind of stupid nonsense I like to do here. But yeah, anyways. Oh, this was my anniversary. That's me and my person. We've been together for 10 years. Anyways, so that's the kind of stupid art I do. But apparently the red on Anana's paintbrush it's not blood. Anyways, this is Anana. This is the real life Anana. Hello. He's a good little guy. The red on the paintbrush isn't blood, it's paint. I don't believe it personally, says Sledge. It's paint! Anyways, we've got some art to share from Kirsty, so let me pull up a little link, and then I shall pop that onto the... Kirsty? I'll allow it, but this is very cheeky. Kirsty has sent me a link and says, this is the art I want to share, and it looks like... I'm so mad right now. It looks like this. This is Hollow Knight art that I painted. And that Kirsty has a print of. That's not fair. You didn't say it had to be mine, says Kirsty. That's very cheeky of you. Hey. I love you, but hey. Got it from a cool person online. Hey. Anyways, it was Sammy Kelch in the art studio with the paintbrush, said Samantha. Oh my goodness. Does anybody else have that experience of playing Clue or Clue? Hello?
Silly little guy cheered. X1. Why are you buying clothes at the Buzzsaw store?
That was the Pale King from Hollow Knight. If you've ever been to the White Castle in Hollow Knight, you will know that it is... The home decor of that place is very hostile. Anyways, because I can, I feel like y'all should know that friend of the channel Kirsty is actually a very, very, very skilled artist in their own right. Haha! And here's some Rain World art they did the other day. So there. And we're gonna look at it because I think it's great. Have you even played Rain World? I haven't, but Rain World Art Month art that you're doing is making me want to do... What? Liquid Lightning, thank you very much.
Liquid Lightning cheered. X100. Can you get mediocre sliders there?
Yes. Yes, you can. That is, if you complete all of the buzzsaw rooms in White Castle, you are rewarded with tiny hamburgers that are just okay. I love this. So I don't know what this is, but I want to befriend it. This is so good, and I love it with my whole heart. Oh my goodness. Kirsty, you are good, and I love it so much, and I'm so happy to know you and be your friend. Look at these little guys. Look at the glow. The glow that you've done on this is so good. Oh my goodness. Anyways, if you are not following Kirsty, please follow Kirsty. That's an order. Is my camera stopped working? Because I can't see my hand moving on camera, but it is. Oh good, it's broken. Alright, let me technical difficulty screen for it. Y'all, thank you very much indeed for the hype train. That was incredibly kind of you. Incredibly kind. And thank you also, look, I got an emote. Very, very, very cute. Thank you so much, y'all. You are incredibly sweet. I'm sorry I cannot demonstrate this to you with heart hands because my camera software has decided to poopy its little pants. So I'm gonna have to give that a little hard restart, I think. Hopefully it'll be fine now. Camera hub, where are you? There you are. Okay. Anyways, Kirsty's going to eat stuff. Much love to you too, Kirsty, and thank you again so very much for the raid. I really appreciate it. Lovely to see you as always, my friend. And my hand's back. Yay! Silly little guy says, this one looks a bit like Zote. Oh no, silly little guy, that's me. That's my face. Oh, do I have a Zote vibe? Oh, jeez. I mean, it is what it is if I do, but oh no. Oh no. Oh, geez, I'm not sure how I feel about that, but okay, I guess. Probably not going to go on too much longer on stream today because I do need to go cook some din-dins as well. But I tell you what I will do. We'll add some more. We've been painting books onto these bookshelves all day, all afternoon / evening. And we'll add a couple more books in here. We're in the scary, confusing area where the perspective gets all weird. By which I mean we're not looking dead on these bookshelves, and therefore everything's at kind of a wiggity wonky angle, but that's okay. Because we more or less understand how to deal with that. I don't very well. My brain is not good with perspective, but I try my best. So, awaiting the rescue. Oh god. Okay, so if anyone hasn't been following my Hollow Knight live streams, I will let you know right now that I have been working on a new playthrough of Hollow Knight over the last couple of weeks, wherein we have earned the Neglect achievement. And what the Neglect achievement is an achievement that you get for doing a playthrough of Hollow Knight where you do not rescue the character Zote, who is someone you encounter fairly early on, and normally you rescue him from some danger. But if you don't, you get an achievement for it. But also, spoilers for later game Hollow Knight, I suppose, he can become an adversary that you have to fight against in dreams, and he's really hard to fight, and he's a real pain in the backside. And so, honestly, the avoidance of having to do that because you didn't rescue him in the first place is kind of why I wanted to get this achievement. But in order to tip the scales of karma back a little bit in my favor, I elected to do this, but also continue the playthrough far enough that I was able to rescue another character who otherwise does get in some danger later on. And so that is what I'm working towards on Hollow Knight stream right now, which we will be doing tomorrow morning. Incidentally, if you do want to know my schedule, it is on Discord. There is a link to the Discord in chat now. If you do want to join the Discord, it's a quiet place, but we have fun there. Yeah. That's about it, I think. Silly the guy says, I mean, Zote is invincible, fearless, sensual, mysterious, enchanting, vigorous, diligent, overwhelming, gorgeous, passionate, terrifying, beautiful, and powerful. So I think that's a good thing. Thanks, silly little guy. I appreciate the compliment then. Also, he's an absolute scroat, says Lino. Hey! I mean, I know, but hey. What if I don't want to know your schedule, says Dan? What do I do? What do I do? You can leave the Discord in that case. Also, you can mute the schedule channel so you'll never get notified when I post a new schedule, which I usually do on Monday as late morning / early afternoon. Though, to be perfectly honest, my schedule doesn't change a huge amount unless I'm going on holiday. I used to do more Sunday streams, but I mostly do 3 streams a week now on Mondays, Thursdays, and Fridays. And occasionally on Sundays. Anyways. Also, I'm having veggie Swedish meatballs and red cabbage for my dinner tonight, which is very exciting. I haven't had Swedish meatballs in quite a while. They're so good. They're so good. Anyways, Lino says, I didn't mean to suggest that you're a scroat, but considering how chat went, I can see how that would be read that way. Lino, I know you would never say such a thing. You are a sweet friend, and thank you for clarifying anyways. But yeah, I think I'm gonna have to leave it there for today, because if I start another color, we'll be here all night, and I do need to go cook dinner. So, I'm gonna see if there is someone online we can do a little raid on. I will bring back Terry as well, just in case you missed him. Because he is, because Terry's fun. Also, I did share this little sketch that I did. I haven't painted this yet, but that's my Dungeons and Dragons character. Anyways, this is Terry. He's a friend of the channel. He's a Froggo. He is a mage. He is Terry the Forg Mage. He loves a cup of tea and he loves doing magic. And as you can see by the fact that he's wearing a cloak, he loves going on adventures. Anyways, I'm gonna see who's online. I can do a little raid on now, if I may. Who is around? What are they up to? Let's take a little look-see. Let's take a little look. Ooh. Yeah, I reckon I haven't raided in a little while. Let me just check and make sure that they're not about to end. Okay, what? The raid thing just broke my... Okay, the raid thing is maybe not working. Okay, there it is. The raid thing wasn't quite working. But now it's working. And they are, I hope, live. Still. Yes, they're live and they are working on some art. Okay, so I'm going to get a generic raid message in the chat. I'm going to start the raid too. If you're not familiar with Perrin, they are absolutely lovely. Absolutely lovely. I'm going to get a generic raid message in the chat. Let us say hello with some little kiwis going plat plat plat. Because I quite like the little kiwis. I think they're nice. And I hope you think they're nice too. If you have the emotes, feel free to grab the raid call with the emotes. If you don't have the emotes, you can just say generic raid message. Regardless, I want to thank you all so much for hanging out with me today. Despite the fact that we didn't finish, we did get quite a lot done today, and I feel very proud of that. We'll come back and actually finish on Monday. I swear to gosh, this has taken us like a month to paint. It's ridiculous. But yeah, thank you all so much for hanging out with me today. I'll be back tomorrow morning playing some Hollow Knight. So you've got that to look forward to if that's the kind of thing you're into. In any case, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your Thursday. Thank you again to Kirsty for raiding. Thank you all for hanging out. And I hope you have a good one. And yeah, thanks for watching, friends. And goodbye, good night, and all that good stuff. You're all breathtaking.